Guys, welcome on in. This is our second official live stream. Uh First official live stream for a game. As you notice, Quinn is not here at the moment. He's having some login issues, unfortunately, to our software that we use, but he'll be in here momentarily. But while we do that and waiting on him, Chase, I know we kind of did a prediction video on this game. What is your kind of thoughts now since we've done that video? It's been a little while.
It's a great question. I haven't wavered. If you haven't watched that video, I picked Notre Dame, the only one to do so. I think Notre Dame, when you've watched their progression throughout the playoffs, they've done it. They've won a game special teams wise. They've won a game defensively, and I think this is their chance for their budding offense to come out and really just open up here to blossom. I think fully, but I think all the way around, they don't have the talent like Ohio State does, but all the way around, I think they're this more sound team, and I think they'll be ready to go in this game. As long as they play their game, I feel like Ohio State's going to try and attack early, be aggressive. And Notre Dame, if you just stay steady on the offensive side of the ball, not trying to rush and score like Ohio State does. Once you get into a back and forth scoring battle, that's when you'll lose. So I think Notre Dame sticking to their guns, playing the way that they play, and allowing every facet of the game to come together for them, I think they still have a great opportunity to win this game.
I think that's what it's gonna take for Notre Dame is everything's gonna have to happen for them. Somebody left a comment on one of those videos saying that Notre Dame was gonna have to be +2 in the turnover category. And I couldn't agree more. Like Ohio State's gonna have to come in and play like they did against Michigan, and try to beat Notre Dame at their own game and not play Ohio State football. I think that's gonna be the only way that Notre Dame wins. But hey, we've seen crazier things happen.
And let me say this: Will Howard's no world beater. He's not going to be the number one pick in the draft. He is not a top 5 quarterback in college football. This is just a top 1 roster. Like, let's just be honest. You paid $1 billion and something dollars to get here and perform the team. Ohio State should be here regardless. Like that's who they are. They paid through the transfer portal. They should be here. But Will Howard's not going to throw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and just absolutely beat the dog crap out of you. It's not going to happen. I love what oh my gosh, Texas. I like what Texas did against Ohio State with how they covered Jeremiah Smith. I think he only had 1 reception, 4 yards in the first half of that game, and they really covered him well. If you can do the same thing, the only problem I see with that is that Notre Dame loves to run man-to-man defense. And if you're running that as defensive backs against Jeremiah Smith, I really hope those guys have their track shoes on and they're ready to go all night, because it's honestly astounding to see a freshman be able to do what he's done all season long, because we saw Ryan Williams, who looked like they're on the same track, and Ryan Williams hit a wall about 8-9 games in. But Jeremiah Smith is just otherworldly. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens tonight with them.
Yeah, and I want to also mention, I know that Notre Dame is kind of I don't want to say shorthanded, but they're pretty beat up on the defensive line, and they also had some injuries in their last game against Penn State too. So hoping that with a little bit more time off, they get a little healthy. The new guys that are coming in that are playing that haven't really played all year per se, got a little bit more practice time, and get a little bit more comfortable with some of the play calls and things like that. But it's going to be an interesting game. The line being at 8.5. Let's talk about that for a second. That's a pretty big line for a national title to me, especially when, it seems like Ohio State's lines all season, or not all season, but all playoff run have been around that, a touchdown or a little more. I would kind of lean on the side of Notre Dame with the spread, though. Like, I think it'll be a closer game than what Vegas thinks.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking up. Oh, okay. This was definitely. I was looking up the Georgia TCU national championship game. What that spread was, it was 13.5, guys, if y'all are wondering. So I didn't know how disrespectful this one was. And, of course, that one was right. So welcome. We got Quinn Athen in here. Welcome on in, baby. But yeah, I mean, 8.5.
I've got audio. Do you
Yeah, we got
There
Quinn.
he is.
Quinn, we are live. We're discussing the 8.5. That is this game, the spread for Ohio State Notre Dame. Any thoughts?
8.5 on the spread, I think, is pretty fair. Honestly, I think Ohio State should. I think they'll probably cover. So, and I don't think that's really change.
You're kind of cutting out there, Quinn, but we did hear you say that you think Ohio State covers, which is, I don't want to say bold. It's a little bold. But when you look at what Ohio State's been able to do throughout the postseason, that kind of makes sense on that take. I just am one that hopes that it's a little bit different personally, because I don't want to see a blowout here. I would love to see a close, tight-knit game that comes down to the wire, but I'm not sure if we're going to get that.
Yeah, and I think that only happens, like I mentioned, if Notre Dame controls the ball. If they don't control the ball and it's just a 3-and-out, turnover, whatever, and Ohio State's getting the ball, we could very quickly see a 2020 Alabama like 52-21 type game that it could really get out of hand quickly, and it's just not fun to keep up with at that point. So I hope as well, and also throw out the predictions, throw out whatever else you feel, your emotions, whatever. I just want Lou Holtz to be able to freaking crap on Ryan Day one more time. that is what I'm hoping for. Lou Holtz at 94 years old and in the casket has been just tweeting at Ryan Day nonstop, just letting him know what he feels about him. And I absolutely love it that Ryan Day has allowed Lou Holtz to just have real estate, just tons and tons of real estate up in his head. So that'd be fun to watch as well. Because if Lou Holtz is tweeting, he's actually supposed to be at the game, but if he tweets after this game, I might lose it. Definitely if Notre Dame wins. So
No, I agree. I really do think that whole beef between those two was so funny. Um, and the fact that Ryan Day said that I believe they haven't spoken since then, even to this day. They still have not like spoken really at all.
Really,
which is insane stuff to me.
yeah.
So for those of you that are watching the actual game, I guess program here, they're doing the infamous Big Ten commercial, and it's one of the greatest commercials I think in the history of sports. That's a hot take in and of itself because there's a lot of really cool Gatorade commercials. But I love that Big Ten commercial.
I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not moved, but I'm not unmoved. So it's just I don't know. I think the like early not was it CBS SEC ones? Those were always really got the juices flowing early on.
Yeah,
but I can see the Big Ten's I like how they added the new schools and everything. They kind of had to, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, that was one of the hopes from a lot of fans, was that commercial would stay a thing, and that it would stay, and that obviously they add in the new teams, so the commercial adds about 5 extra seconds because they have to go all the way from the West Coast till pretty much the East Coast. So interesting stuff there. But looks like Gucci Mane, is he?
Gucci Mane's watching this. The guy that made Lemonade.
yes, you're
Oh
correct.
my
No,
gosh, we're famous.
It looks like his game or his song, "I Get the Bag" with Migos
Oh,
is pregame showcase.
I was looking down.
You got excited.
I did. I was like, Gucci Mane.
Hey, he is from the state, so
Where's this one played at again?
this game's in Atlanta.
That's what I thought. Okay, making sure. I think I got it mixed up with the Super Bowl because that one's in New Orleans, I think.
Yeah.
You're famous, Freddie.
How am I famous?
They said, "Hey, Fred."
Hey, Jeff.
Gosh, do you know that guy?
Sort of. Kind of have to know the guy. No, I'm kidding.
Interesting. Did you see in like the pregame stuff today where Marcus Freeman was like, "I still got to let the guys know that I can squat and bench 350 pounds."
What?
Yeah. So he goes like I guess like once a week or something. Like, I don't know, but he'll go in there and like work out with the guys, and he benches 350, squats 350.
That's insane.
Yeah, 350 squat for a coach. It's pretty. I mean, he's still fairly young. Got to remember that. I think he's like 38, 39. Like he's young, but 350 bench.
There's no shot, bro.
Any time of your life is insane. Well, the cutscene had him benching, so I didn't see the squat one, but I saw the cutscene of him benching. He's a yoked guy. I think I think he can play a solid little linebacker right now.
I think so too, dude. But benching 350 is a whole different story here.
If you can bench 350 like from birth till death, like that's insane. Like there's no age where it's like, oh, this is cool. But like, woo. So whatever he's taking, I need to get on it.
Gosh, man. It's so bad that I hate Ohio State and Ryan Day so much. Like it's so mean that that's the case. However, it's true. I'm not even going to front.
And I think his job is saved. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Get it out of everybody's mind. I think it's saved, but I don't think it should be saved unless he wins this game. He's got to win this game, because I just have a feeling like I feel like this is his one shot. So if he doesn't, I feel like he's going to lose a game or two in the regular season next year, or he's going to lose the Big Ten championship, and he's not going to get this far again. Because you got to remember, this is a very senior-loaded class too. Jack Sawyer, Will Howard, I think Travion Henderson is draft eligible. A lot of these guys are going to be gone, so you're going to have to revamp a little bit. I think it's like kind of now or never. And if he doesn't win it now, I think you got to change coaches.
I think you do too. All right, so Jerome Bettis is honorary captain for Notre Dame. Solid choice.
Me personally,
did they say Ohio State's? I didn't hear it.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, me personally, I would have chose like Everett Golson, Ian Book, somebody like that.
Ian Book. Somebody that did a little bit more contributions for the team.
Yeah. Ooh, look. Hey, guys, if you're sitting at home like me and Freddie, I have the prices at the national championship game currently. Sodas are $4 or less. Food is at the most $9, and that's a burger. Candy is $3. Fries are $3. Beer is $10 and $6. Hot chocolate is $3, guys. So like very, very good prices. And that's what I love about Mercedes-Benz. They always have fantastic prices for their concessions. I need to get out to a game.
Yeah, and I wonder if some of that has to do with how much they charge, these events to come be there. If that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, they probably make up more money that way than they do with concessions, so they
Yeah,
don't have to jack up the price.
and I wonder if it's depending on how like the ticket prices are too, because like it's already hard enough as a fan to get tickets reasonably. And if you're having trouble with that, make sure to visit SeatGeek and use our code 3BoldTakes to get $20 off your first purchase. It can help a little bit with that. But um, it's already hard enough to do that. And then, like, you go to like Dallas or something like that, you're paying $15, $20 just for like chicken and fries and a bottle of water. Like, not even, you're going to a game, you're probably getting a beer or two, which is $30 itself. And then you want all this stuff. It's man, it cuts you deep, dude. So
That's what happened. I went to the playoff game in Dallas, and whenever Alabama played Cincinnati, and dude, it was ridiculous. And it's one of those things. Yeah, you pay for the experience, so like they can get away with it because it's Jerry's World. It's one of the 7 sports wonders of the world, or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
Um, I think this stadium is more remarkable. And I think that this stadium, there's a reason why there's so many different sporting events that are wanting to be in this stadium more and more. So I think Dallas is going to slowly start to become less and less of the sports mecca of the United States.
let's hope, man. I've never been a big fan of like Dallas and what they do over there. So
Like, yeah, it's centralized in the U.S., but like that's about it. Like by this point, it's the screen's not impressive anymore. Like I don't know. Okay, that was kind of cheesy.
we're some dogs, and we're not underdogs, but we're some dogs. It's crazy.
And we're gonna go hunt. That's insane. I love when they interview coaches like right before the game because it's always the same thing. Oh, we got to start fast. It's a 60-minute game, but we got to start fast.
You don't like those answers?
I mean, they're cool, but like, I mean, when you hear it every single week for every single game.
Yeah, it could be Mike Cronin from UCLA basketball, who's just like, yeah, I hate those guys. They're wimps. That works to practice. Woo!
And we're off. Say Notre Dame's going to get the ball first. Riley Leonard.
Now we got to remember, I think the biggest reason why Notre Dame is sitting here is because of that loss to Northern Illinois, and then the coach explaining to Marcus Freeman how they beat them. So I think that's a big thing that they've covered up. I hope, no matter if they win or lose this game, that afterwards Marcus Freeman will like tell us what that coach said. But I think that's a huge piece to the puzzle, because I'd love to know. Yep, there it is. Yep. Oh, that defensive line. Oh, thank the Lord Quinn's not here right now, because he would definitely have already pointed that one out.
Yeah, you're going to have to do a little bit more than that if you want to beat Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, and first play of almost anything is going to be a run. Switch it up. Go ahead and start a little fast. Are you going to do it again? Nope. Yep. See, Riley Leonard run. There you go.
Okay. All right. Up the middle for 8. I like that.
That's what I'm saying. I like Riley Leonard. He's not again a world beater, but I think he can move a little bit. I think this is going to be a Haynes King, Georgia Tech, Georgia type game for him, and he is going to be hobbling at the end of the game.
Oh yeah. In that case, absolutely. They're going to ride him like a mule.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last game of the season. You got to put it all on the line. He's going to be real beat up, I think. Got it again there. They're on the move so far.
Okay, we got one first down. That's
Whew.
huge.
Yeah, it's big. Looks like they're in the hurry up a little bit, see what they can do. Gotta make that. So what do you think about the Notre Dame like history or whatnot of if they make the playoffs or postseason that they put the names on the back?
I like it.
I just don't remember it in the 2012 national championship with Manti Te'o. I just don't remember it. Them doing it then. I thought they didn't have names on the back.
Maybe they didn't.
So
but I thought they did.
Because when they brought that up, I was like, I just don't remember it in 2012. Maybe I'm wrong, but you got to get upfield. Good start. Riley Leonard from Fairhope, Alabama. For anybody in Alabama that's watching, how cool is that? Southern Alabama.
That's right.
Shout out. So actually what I found out this week is when he went to Duke and played football, I think his freshman year was also Coach K's last year, and he was actually a 3-star basketball recruit too. And people wanted him to walk on to Coach K's final year squad. So while he was at Duke.
Wanted him to walk. That's an interesting stat. I had no idea about that.
Yeah. So he's actually got like a huge like highlight dunking reel. Like he's actually pretty good at basketball.
I ain't gonna be able to do this all game long, dude.
Oh, they're gonna send him up the middle. Oh, you gotta, yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, he may have been better going around the edge right there. I might, like, yeah, everybody was going that way. Nobody moved to the left there. He might have had it on the edge there. He could have probably beat out one guy more than 3. Oh, and they're going for it quick. Look at Marcus Freeman's eyes right there. That's a killer.
Hey, dude, I hate these ESPN analytics because they always say go for it. Like no matter where it's at all, it's always a go.
4th and 25 from your own 1.
I got it.
4th and 25 from your own 1. Go for it. You know, it really
Literally.
That's a good. I like that play where you jet over 0 and then he helps block, opens up a lane for Leonard. I like that. Oh, Leonard, that's actually your cousin, is it not? I forgot to mention that on the.
Yeah. That's why that basketball story really like surprised me.
Okay, yeah,
because I knew nothing about that as a beloved family member.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. And that's the thing Leonard's going to have to do all day is be able to extend with his feet. You saw how happy those feet got right there. He got a little nervous with that pressure. So, but he's got to extend those plays, and that's what's really going to help him. He's not going to be able to sit in the pocket all day.
Yeah. If you guys are in here watching, leave us a like while we're here, and while you're thinking about it, and hit that subscribe button if you're not already.
If you have questions, leave those in there too. I love answering questions. Me and Freddie can discuss things. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yep. I think we're at 673 total subs now, Chase.
Oh, okay. We're moving on up.
Yeah. Slowly but surely we're getting there, dude. A lot of hard work this year. I'm hoping that, in the off season that we could do these live streams, and just kind of chat,
Yeah.
about anything. Doesn't even have to be football related. Oh boy.
Make a move. Caleb Downs, a sure open field tackler. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I think in the offseason, if you guys are watching or you haven't really paid attention to what we've done, last offseason we got Marquise Mays on here, former Alabama receiver, to talk to us about, Nick Saban retiring, the new regime coming in. So that's pretty cool. We also had Clint Lamb, who's now with Next Round Live. He's worked for On3, had him do some analysis, some stuff with us last offseason. So I think we're going to build to that. I think it's another cool thing that we're going to do is just add to who we're going to interview, what we're going to talk about, and just, continue in college football. This is just way too much fun not to talk about all the time,
Another first down. No, that's a good point, Chase. And it's one of those things of there's news all the time now in college football. It seems like every other day you've got a breaking news, and Chase, I'll let you go ahead and vent real quick about the On3 graphics.
I was just about to. You're done, yeah.
They like to make sure everything is newsworthy, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I hope their graphic designer has a 6-figure salary the way that they're making him make graphics. I mean, there's one, I can't remember what coach it was, but it just had like liar at the bottom. That's all it said. It was just like, what is this? It's another one was like, it had the word BS written out, and it was just like a quote from a coach, and it was just like, this is total. And it's like, not, I guess, just like the trigger word of breaking is what they just want to try and capture all the time with these graphics. And now it's just like, this is so stupid annoying. So even so, like, it wasn't just Chase that said it. Cole Kubelik got on and mentioned how stupid they were. It's like, we just make a graphic for anything. And oh
gosh,
man, he's already ran like 5 times on this opening drive. But yeah, those graphics have been something else. If you know about them, you know about them.
There was one where it was a picture of Feinbaum and it said pissed.
Yeah, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? He honestly, if he could have thrown it out towards the pylon, he might have had that guy in the corner right there. But
I think he's playing smart.
Yeah,
you can't risk a turnover this early in the game because you may not get many scoring opportunities.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 3. You got to at least get 2.5 here, if not all 3. They're going to run him again. They've ran him 3 times now. Yep, there it is. Oh my Lord,
he went right.
I mean, I think there was a guy outside that was waiting for him. He got the 2.5. So, I mean,
he got what you asked for.
Yeah, I think they cracked down on, there's the other guy right there. He wouldn't have beat 7 outside.
And he slipped too.
Yeah, at least he stayed. Now, if that knee would have touched back there, that would have been tough. Do they run him again right here? They've already ran him twice on 4th down.
Here we go with the analytics again. 4th and 3 or less, go.
Couldn't even say 4th and 1, go. I mean, 4th and 3, really?
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Yep, another one.
And he did it.
Brother
Get in there.
Straight into the teeth of the defense.
Did he get there?
Did he get a touchdown? No. That man is going to be hobbling.
He's already hurt, bro.
Oh, my. They're running him smack dab into 260-pound defensive tackles. That's Jack Sawyer right there. Just got to – and Caleb Downs. Ugh. Golly, I mentioned using their legs. I didn't know they were going to use them all on this first drive. Are they going to run him again, Freddie?
I think he'll throw this one.
I
Oh
think
my
they're going to
God.
run him again, Freddie. Freddie, I think they threw once on that drive.
I think you're right. I think it was one pass.
They just big bodied Ohio State first. Where is Quinn now? I want to mention that. I mean, my goodness, 18 plays in nearly 10 minutes. That is the key to Notre Dame winning this game. You've got to control the ball, control the pace. You just completed 3 fourth downs. I don't know how many. Well, you didn't get any.
It's already been 10 minutes of game time. My God.
They just ran. They just ran for like 15 of those plays. I think they had like 6 passes drawn up, but he ended up running them. Oh, my gosh. No, he threw 2 because he missed one. He missed one. I remember that. He threw it low, and then he hit another one. Holy crap. I mean, honestly, if you see that guy jetting in like that from now on, I'm just going Riley Leonard's running the ball. That's all I'm doing from now on.
Yeah. Honestly, every single time they snap the ball, he's going to run the ball. What does that say?
I think Proverbs 23:18.
Okay.
I think it was a Bible verse. Man, they just big bodied Ohio State. I'm very surprised.
Hey, little boy, that's what Michigan did, man. That's what they did. They made Ohio State play small.
Yeah, and I think if you don't look, Will Howard does not do anything special, but if he gets even the glimpse of motivation, he's going to use it for something like that. Backfield pass to Henderson that went for 75 yards, and it was all Henderson last game. Will Howard thought he was freaking Tua Tagovailoa. He thought he was Trevor Lawrence. Brother thought he's on top of the world, number 1 pick in the draft. And if you give him any motivation, he's hard to stop at that point because he's willing to take more risks. But like the Michigan game, it kind of kept him contained a little bit, like his ego, his motivation. And so I think that's what really helped him out too.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, dude. What a start.
Yeah.
What a start for Notre Dame.
Somewhere in another universe, Lou Holtz is tweeting right at Ryan Day.
Where do you get your hair cut? Do you go to like a barber, or do you go to like one of these big chains?
I've been going to Greasy Hands lately up here. I used to go to Johnny B's, my guy, while I was gone on sabbatical from Florence for 2 years. He decided to move on, so he's not there anymore. Shout out Justin. I think he called himself Professor Fades, and you know what? Corny nickname, but he was a professor. Brother had it right. So I'm not going to be too upset about it. But I am upset now that he's not there anymore. So we're going over to Greasy Hands. How about you?
So I actually go to Sports Clips. I went to this.
Mouth.
Yeah, I went to this one lady for a while. And once I moved to Birmingham for a little while on my sabbatical away from Athens for a couple years, I had to find somewhere else, and there was a bunch of Sports Clips around. So I went to Sports Clips. The massage gun, the towel, the whole nine is well worth it. That is for sure. And these are definitely not sponsored content at all here. I just really enjoy it. And I asked because the commercial with what's his face? What was that? Great Clips was the name of that one.
Yeah.
There's so many of these now popping up that's like sports centric.
I'm not gonna. I went to Sports Clips once, so you say the towel, the massage gun, all that stuff. It is tough. I enjoy it. I don't know. They're basically just putting a bowl on your head, brother. Just definitely, you have good hair too. You know,
No, you got to tell them what you want. You can't just walk up in there and just let them do it.
I get scared, man. You know, Jessica, who don't care about her job, just over there, just whatever. You know, you said
You got to
short,
sweet
right, honey?
talk them, Chase.
My sweet talking don't work then because your hair. Because I didn't know you were going to sports clips this whole time. Your hair still looks great, so they must be doing you right. But
Well, thanks.
I think it was like I was in like a holding cell or something. I had like PTSD from that. I was shivering for 3 months after that haircut.
Looks like we got Quinn back, so we're gonna try to bring him on in here and see what happens.
Hey,
Quinnathan.
fellas. Yes, I'm finally on. Shut down my computer without updating it. That was the issue. So we're good to go now.
Oh, good. Well, Quinn, now that you're here, hopefully you're watching the game for that first 10 minutes.
I was. I had the game going while I was trying to get everything
right.
rock
Break
and roll.
it down what you saw in that first drive.
I think that Notre Dame came in with an extremely strong opening script. And I also like the physicality I've been seeing them play with on the line of scrimmage. Now, my question is, does that hold up for 60 minutes? I'm still not convinced they can take on that front seven for the whole game, but it has been a really strong start. And playing with the upper hand, I'm not convinced Will Howard can do it. So if they can get Ohio State behind early, I don't have confidence in Will Howard. My confidence lies in that Ohio State running game and defense. So it's a good start for Notre Dame. That's no doubt. We'll see what continues going forward here in the remainder of this game.
Well, what I was telling Freddie before the game is Notre Dame has to control the pace.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest thing. If they try and get into a scoring match with Ohio State, I think that's where you see it blow open. Just don't let them grow confidence. Ohio State, they're just going to try and score in bunches. Man, I'm not saying they're going to have 3-4 drives that they end in a touchdown every time and they're going to waste 10 minutes like they just did. But scoring anything and then having the ball 6 to 7 minutes to drive would really do damage to Ohio State as long as it ends in a score each time.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they can replicate one of the most impressive drives I've seen all postseason on Ohio State throughout the whole game, then yeah, they'll be great. But we'll see.
Can we talk about how long a commercial break this has been?
It's been a pretty long commercial break. That's
my God. I will be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys will get it rolling.
We got you. Well,
absolutely.
I actually have something to tell you, brother.
Go for it.
Did you see 306 is closing down?
I did see that actually. So hear this. I told you they were when you told me that thing about y'all dropping the partnership with them.
Yeah.
So today I took my wife's aunt to the doctor in way out near the 306, and so we stopped in there for lunch just because I wanted to see what was going on. And the GM came out there holding the sheet of paper that she was about to hang on the door, telling the customers they were closing on Saturday.
Oh,
and I was like,
Saturday?
On Saturday. They gave them 5 days notice.
Golly, brother, that sucks.
Yeah, they told them today. See, that right there is not – that's what I'm worried about, is getting just absolutely gashed in the running game. If Ohio State can feel confident running the ball and then Notre Dame's got to start committing extra guys in the box to stop it, they're cooked. They're not stopping that receiver core.
I'm interested to see how they cover Jeremiah Smith. Because, again, I mentioned this one to Freddie too. I really liked how Texas covered him. A safety over top, a corner outside, and the linebacker scooted over, just where you had a little bit of everything on him.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, because Notre Dame is set through and through. We are playing man defense, man-to-man the whole way. And Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard have both said we're throwing that ball if they're playing man-to-man. So it's going to be a battle of the rock and the hard place. Who moves first,
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a team that said they're definitely going to be throwing the ball around, they've kept the ball on the ground here to start. So.
Yep, there he is. First down.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. They just snapped it on 3rd and 5. Yeah, just look, you're right. If you're going to let him sit one-on-one, man-on-man, you're going to get cooked all night long. I'm sorry. I don't think there's a corner or DB on this Notre Dame roster good enough to play Jeremiah Smith man-to-man the whole game. Go back and watch. I know this is like a deep, deep cut, but go back and watch LSU try to cover Julio Jones for 3 years, man, oh man.
Yeah.
He ate them alive in every single matchup. Now, I'm not saying Jeremiah's game's identical, but in terms of them just being like dominant forces at the position, you don't play a receiver that good man to man.
Well, and you mentioned that as well. I was kind of telling Freddie in the live, just it's interesting to see how Jeremiah Smith has done this all season when
Yeah.
Ryan Williams was about the same level to begin with. And then Ryan Williams just hit that wall game 8, game 9, and just all of a sudden just dropped off the face of the earth almost. And Jeremiah Smith is just, it's game 16, and he's still going, you know?
I don't think that's a Ryan Williams problem. I think that's Ohio State has a more reliable running game. They have a more they have a quarterback who protects the ball better, and they have a receiver core that is so deep that you can't commit super like everyone. Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah,
Try not to spoil it for you. That one was
yeah. That's rough. That was a really long run. Oh my goodness.
it was a great block up the middle.
Oh yeah. See, and look, they're just out talented at almost every position. I think they got the better quarterback.
Will Howard?
No. Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, Riley Leonard's clearly the better quarterback, but like everywhere else on the field,
Well, and I'll
give
say
or take
this.
a couple players,
Oh yeah, I mean Notre Dame. I don't.
they're getting just gashed, man. They're getting absolutely gashed.
Dude, I've been listening to everything that you guys are saying, and I walk in, and they're already in plus territory.
Yeah,
so
they really had one positive defensive play this whole drive. They held Ohio State to 0 yards on their second run of the game. Everything else has been 5+ yards.
they got to have a turnover, man.
There's another one. Well, I think the biggest thing here is the field. You have so many great players on the Ohio State offensive side of the ball that the whole field is just open nonstop. But once you get to the red zone and everything collapses, that's where you can make your plays for Notre Dame. I think it's going to have to be a bend, don't break kind of a game for them.
Absolutely. So here's my question: what do you think about that play call to run a jet sweep? I think if you're Ohio State, you don't get cute yet. I think you're better than them across the board. So I think you just run your regular. Oh, or was that
That was supposed to have been some sort of read option there, I think, and I think the snap was mistimed.
I think you might be right about that.
Because typically, like, you'd see the quarterback fake that a little bit better, but he seemed a little confused himself.
Well, I mean, the ball hit Jeremiah Smith as he was coming across the.
Okay, I don't know.
This is the bend, don't break right here, 3rd and 3.
Yeah,
they can get a stop.
Chase, are you super ahead of us?
I think he is, because he had me beat by about a whole.
Because they're about to take the snap now.
Yeah, same.
He just snapped it.
I'm at the end of the first quarter here.
Yeah, he's ahead of us by.
You are way ahead. Are you on cable?
YouTube TV.
Hey, same. Let me check my broadcast delay. Give me a second.
I just turned it back to where it's going down to the first quarter now.
Okay, so you've kind of got it lined up with us now.
Yeah, a little better. So I'm kind of with y'all.
Right. Cool. Look, I was extremely impressed with that opening drive by Notre Dame. That's what I will say. That if they can keep that, I mean, now this defensive possession has not been impressing me very much, but I think that's your worst fear if you're Notre Dame is if this game turns into a offensive track meet. I think you're cooked. Finally got the autographed Nick Chubb jersey hanging on the wall, fellas. So it's up there and loud and proud.
Okay. That's a question. Do you think Nick Chubb's on the team next year?
I hope he is because he's like my favorite player on the team. But man, I don't know if I'm afraid to say this part out loud, but I'm worried his best days are behind him.
The injuries, yeah.
The injuries are at this stage of the career, it's the worst time to start getting injuries like that.
Yeah, definitely as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
It's no bueno.
I don't want to put that juju out there, but I am scared of that. But I mean, I guess the best part of being a Browns fan is I don't have to deal with the disappointment of losing in the playoffs.
That's funny.
Is that a shot or something there?
It's not a shot. I mean, if anything, it's more self-deprecation than anything. At least you made the playoffs.
We did.
You
Guys,
lost in the divisional round
those
like
of
you
you that-
always do. But
For those of you that don't know, Chase is a Ravens fan. Quinn is a Browns fan, if you can't tell.
oh yeah,
Um,
loud and proud, baby.
and I'm an Eagles fan. So only one of the three are still in the playoffs. One didn't make the playoffs.
Hey, we
but-
never do. That doesn't hurt me anymore.
Well, and I'll say this to you, Quinn. I don't know if he's watching, but last night the game's ending. You know, Mark Andrews does. We all saw it. The whole world has seen it now. But he does that, and our buddy McLovin texts and goes, "Oh man, you've got to have that right there." And I'm just thinking to myself, "Well, no dip."
Yeah.
I'm about to choke the life out of you because you just texted me that. I am just irate. I didn't answer because I was like, I can't do it right now.
Hey, when we lost, it's like when we lost to Kansas City in the divisional round back in 2020, and I had to watch who was the quarterback for Kansas City when Patrick Mahomes went down. I don't even
Chad
remember.
Henne?
Yeah, it was Chad Henne. Watching Chad Henne complete that underneath drag route to Tyreek Hill and then running on fourth down for the put away first down. And I had to watch that at work. And then I go, at the time I was living in the house.
Yeah.
And I walk in the door and there's like 20 people in there. And every single one of them was yelling Hell Chiefs as I walked my sad, depressed self back to the back room and shut the door. And played Madden for the next 12 hours, just playing Browns versus Chiefs.
On some kind of level of hope. Yeah, I got you.
It's a tough life out here.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you're a uniform lover,
this is the game.
This is the game. This is it.
Honestly, this was the whole semifinal, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, seriously, yeah.
I think that's my big gripe with the SEC. I think there's only maybe like 3, maybe 4 real uniform teams in that conference.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's too easy.
I'm assuming they just scored.
Oh, am I ahead?
You're ahead. You're ahead of me. You might have got ahead of us all. Oh wow, yeah, that was way too easy. You gotta be prepared for that. You gotta have a hat on Jeremiah Smith no matter where he is on the field. I don't care. Wow, that was bad.
Dude, the guy called out the play, like the defensive guy, I couldn't see his numbers at 29, 28, something like that. Literally was calling out that was going to happen, but nobody picked him up.
Not a soul. That's on that. Well, who is that on, man? Like, I don't even know. Because my counter to the safety, I don't want to blame him because, maybe he's the one who's supposed to take the man. But you had 3 guys follow the
29.
Yeah.
He was pointing at one of the linebackers that he's supposed to take him.
Okay, so it's on that outside linebacker that took the drag then. You could see it. Like, the outside linebacker took the drag, and that was it. That was all she wrote.
Boo!
Oh, come on now. That was boo for that defensive coordinator, though. Come on. I guess not the D coordinator, though. It would have just been the linebacker that didn't take the man in coverage.
Quinn, where do you get your haircut at?
Where do I get my haircut at?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I used to be a greasy hands only kind of guy. But once I moved out here, I've pretty much just used sports clips.
Hey, fellow sports clip lover.
I wouldn't call myself a sports clip lover. It's more like I just haven't found a local barber that I like yet.
That's fair.
Riley Leonard threw up on the sideline after his 9-carry opening drive touchdown.
Well, that does not surprise me whatsoever, Chase. He's going to be throwing up all game. All game he'll be throwing up.
All right, look, I'm not coming on here to spread rumors. All right, I want to put that out here before I say this. I went and had a discussion with my uncle, who is who works in the sports medicine field, and we were talking about Scatterboo versus Texas. 100%, he was playing with concussion. There's no way. Yeah. Like the amount of time he was talking about, like he'd get up from almost every play he got up off the ground, he would like shake his head just a little bit. He's like, that is a overall like the telltale sign that this man was playing with a concussion.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, so I guess it's kind of better that they did lose, because then he wouldn't have played the next week and they would have probably gotten clobbered, or they would have gotten clobbered. Yeah. But think about, like, I mean, it's your final game and he went out like that.
Yeah. I mean, I even if he could have played, I think they probably would have got clobbered because they'd have played Ohio State. But
real quick, one more time, guys. If you're watching, leave us a like. It'll really help us out. And subscribe as well if you are not already. I know we got a couple guys in here, or gals. But yeah, hit that little thumbs up button. It'll really help.
Ooh, how many do we have so far? We have like 90,000.
91,000 actually, Chase.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Listening to us talk about sports clips and haircuts and the NFL.
People have to know. They got to know what's going on in the world.
God, he just looks exhausted.
Who was the player at Notre Dame who had their last name written in their home language? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I've seen him multiple times.
I didn't want to say like Korean, Japanese, Chinese, because I don't know what it was written in, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yo, I've got to get me a Riley Leonard jersey, dude.
You might want to do it right now before.
You can't find any signed.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
He's a senior, right? He's gone to the draft.
Yeah, this is it for him.
I was about to say, I think he's like 38, ain't he? It feels like it.
It'll be interesting where him and Will Howard end up in the draft.
I mean, I would take Riley Leonard over Will Howard any day.
Ooh, in the NFL, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, that's fair. Look, I would take neither of them. Okay, here's my thing. Do you put any stock in either one of them being a starter? Because I guess if you want to say
no,
in that case you're taking them off football IQ, because all they're going to ever do is hold a clipboard and maybe come in for a game or two.
Well, I'm taking them based on like a Gardner Minshew type. Like, this is a really good quarterback. Like, hey, my guy gets hurt. I think this guy could step in.
You think Will Howard's that?
I think he could step in and play decent. Because I just see Will Howard as such a game manager.
Yeah.
And I see Riley Leonard as he's a game changer, but his frame is so small that it doesn't hold up. Like, running 9 times as Riley Leonard in the NFL, he's broken in half by the end of that drive. But Will Howard, I mean, he's leading the playoffs with 74% completion. Like, that's insane. So, I mean, he can come
That's
in,
fair.
be accurate, play a game or two, be a Chase Daniels or something, renowned backup. I'd take a flyer on him fourth, fifth round. I mean, he's also, 6'5", 230. Kid's huge.
He's the prototype, that's for sure.
So, sitting by.
For you TikTok lovers out there, Trump just signed an executive order to push the ban 75 days. So, in case anybody had any questions referring to TikTok, I know I wasn't affected. I don't really care about TikTok. I don't get on TikTok.
I don't have one, so
I was, sort of relieved when the ban took place because we might get a little society back, but doesn't look like that's going to happen.
yeah, no, that I had no thoughts on that at all.
I'm an
Don't
Instagram
use
Reels
it.
guy, so
Instagram
Yeah.
Reels. That's
Yeah. I just don't.
I've been watching Facebook Reels.
No, we're not gonna go there,
Dude. Listen. All right, okay. It's not okay.
What is
It's
Facebook
mainly
Reels? Just a lot of like.
It's mainly like Amazon must-haves, like hidden gems
Yeah,
that like just comes
I
up,
was
and I'll
about to
sit
say,
there
I
for
feel
an
like-
hour watching these organizers for a drawer.
I've seen that.
And which are the best.
I've seen that, and I've seen like the Indian street cooking. Like that's what I usually see, and like Indian music on there. And I'm like, no, like
Well, I don't know what your feed is. Then I don't understand.
Yeah, that I buy the Amazon thing a lot more because I just feel like Facebook, like Reels, would turn into like a pseudo QVC type thing.
Yeah. These are my Amazon must-haves for the month of January. and I'm like, all right, I'm hooked.
What do you gotta add into the Leonard household?
last two games.
Seriously.
You really need that. You need that refrigerator organizer, Freddie.
Yeah. Oh my
What are you-
God.
what are you gonna do without it?
run?
Do y'all see what
convinced.
that stat just was? By the way,
No, what would you
Well,
tell
I
us?
don't have the audio on.
last two games, Ohio State's allowed 35 yards rushing. They allowed 44 on that last drive from Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So already
Which-
moving the ball there.
That's crazy.
I figured they would get more rushing yards than either of the last two teams that have played Ohio State, just because I think they'd be more dedicated to it.
Because I just thought about this. First year of the coach to player headsets in the helmets.
Blitz up the middle.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord, get it
No
out!
way.
What a play!
I'm excited to see this play.
Oh my God! Golly, am I ahead again?
I think we're both ahead.
Y'all are both significantly ahead of me. It's all good. I got a lot of streaming going on in this household. We got Netflix streaming in one room. We got Hulu streaming on the TV. We got Disney Plus in another room, and then we got this stream going on the computer.
Another holding call.
Oh, that's brutal.
You can't do that, man.
And this right here,
bro.
when you're taking now, it's going to be what, 2nd and 25?
Yeah.
Golly, yeah. Just send out the punter.
They're going to send another blitz. I'm sending both linebackers this time. I don't think they're going to. They're going to drop.
That's pretty rough holding too.
Oh, dude, you're going to run the ball? Brother. Yeah, send out the punt team.
Yeah.
You don't run the ball at 2nd and 25. Pass it.
Bro.
Yeah, but you also got to think field position too. You're at your own 10. What if you get a really negative play? Now you put your punter in a bad situation. Like sometimes the play caller is just screwed. Like, what do? It's so early in the game. You don't want to create such a terrible negative play that you just
I understand that on 3rd down, but when you're on 2nd down, you could try a quick slant to get 4 or 5.
That's fair.
You know,
I
see,
guess
like now they've got to really heave it.
That or they just run the ball again and punt.
They should have done that on 2nd down.
Yeah.
And then you're in a position to get a 1st down.
4th and 15, 4th and 16. Golly.
Yeah.
3 guys on the defensive line and you're getting that pressure. That's crazy. Woo!
It's the best front 7 in the country, man.
The money
Oh,
can
dang.
buy.
If he would have seen the guy over the middle, he could have had a first down.
He's really having to navigate that pocket, man. And that's what I liked about Riley Leonard coming into this one. But this is the stuff I was talking about. You cannot have these 3 and outs, these penalty-led drives. So
Yeah. This is going to be a hold, I think.
Oh yeah, they pulled the gunner down.
Yeah.
Who's got the audio playing?
Oh, I do. Do I need to turn it off?
Probably.
Yeah, holding.
I mean, you could see it when they were flying down. I'm assuming that's who it was on. Was the other
Chase,
one
I
blocking
don't
for the gunner.
think your audio was loud. Could you hear it, Quinn? I couldn't hear it.
I could hear it. I mean, I don't know. Is that an issue or not? Like, I don't know the.
Nah, it should be fine.
I know, like with music, you can get copyright stricken if music comes like.
Yeah. Nah, I think we'd be straight. Can we talk about the downgrade in commercials? Specifically the Dr. Pepper commercials from Larry Culpepper to this Fansville.
Yeah, not a fan of the Fansville ones.
Like, it's stupid. It's annoying. Like, it's literally dumb.
I think it's just an issue with commercials across the board, man.
Well, like, they had a great product with Larry Culpepper, and then like it was a fan favorite. Dude, I went to the SEC championship game, and this was probably like 2017, 2015, something like that. I guess it was 2017, I guess. But there was a longer line to see Larry Culpepper than it was to see Jake Coker.
That's funny.
And it's like, dude, like, this is a national champion, and we've got a guy that's in a commercial here, and they want to scrap all that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's an issue. I mean, I get that example specifically, but even think like you don't see nothing like the old Doritos commercials anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think that's with the death of cable and the rise of like disjointed media and nobody watches the same stuff. So you're not like pouring all this money into creating memorable characters and ads anymore.
Also, the old Budweiser commercials.
Oh yeah,
those were really, really good, and they've brought a couple of them back here recently. But again, nothing like it used to be, and it's really sad.
it used to make the commercial breaks not as much of a chore, you know.
Yeah.
At least they're not showing us any of those like dying dog ones. It could be a lot worse.
Oh yeah, the Sarah McLachlan Arm of the Angel ones.
Oh,
dude, I'd have to like mute my TV and look away.
So my mother. My mother's big on that.
Dude, I'm telling you, it would get me every time. I ain't afraid to admit it. You see those mangled dogs with their like leg just dangling in front of them, all weird. And you think to yourself, "Oh, I feel for you. No one's ever gonna love you," and that makes me sad.
Chase, if you're Ohio State here, what's your game plan on this drive? Do you go uber aggressive here and try to score quickly, or do you just try to be methodical?
No, yeah, I attack. That was a crazy stat. Michael Crabtree, 22 touchdowns his freshman season. Anyway, no, yeah, I try and attack, and I'm going. and getting Jeremiah Smith started very quickly. That is what I'm doing. Because I think he only had a couple catches, 3 catches against Texas, something like that. This one, you've got to get him started early and then let him be hot the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you try to score as fast as you can here. Try to get yourself one more possession and get up to 21 before the half.
Yeah, because if Notre Dame goes
because they get the ball at halftime too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
This game could get out of hand real fast. Now, granted, Notre Dame's defense, I want to give them credit. They could always force a big play, but
I'll ask you this, Quinn. Do you think they're able to stay in man-to-man all game?
no
shot.
The idea that they're going to cover Ohio State man-to-man is just as dumb as the idea that Ohio State was going to cover Devontae Smith in cover 3 for an entire football game, and they just kept getting torched the whole game. It's the same problem.
You have got to bring him down the backfield there.
Yeah. You can't let him get those yards. Wow.
Look, I was right with you guys. I know I got on the show and predicted a blowout and that this game's going to be a cover of the spread and Ohio State's going to waltz to an easy win. I don't want that. I want that to be clear. Like, a competitive close game is much better. But what I'm seeing right now, this is about to get bad. Like, if something doesn't change. Because I just don't think what we saw in that opening drive from Notre Dame is sustainable for a whole game.
No, it's not.
And the way I'm seeing their defense play right now doesn't give me much hope.
Yeah,
okay. Here we go. 3rd and medium.
3rd and what? 7, 6?
Probably like 4.
4, dang.
Yeah, because he was able to turn up and fall. 3rd and 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Find Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, no, this is easy. Jet sweep to the edge or easy slant right here. Moving Henderson out. Nobody's covering the slot guy.
This is not going to be good.
No.
Slant over the middle.
Oh, and he runs it.
Nope, it's a Will Howard run. God, I'd light him up, dude. It's one of those, it's almost worth taking the penalty for. Look at that.
I hate when quarterbacks slide forward like that. Mac Jones would always do that same thing where he like fell like a baby deer who didn't know how to use his legs.
See, he's 7
for 7.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. Oh, that was a horrible. You just sent a safety blitz and he got picked up on a tight end en route.
I will say this, though. Notre Dame played like this against Penn State in the first half of the last game and made some phenomenal adjustments on defense.
Yeah, but Penn State offensively ain't Ohio State, man.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying that coaching on the Notre Dame side is pretty deadgum good in halftime adjustments. So
it is.
I would assume they'd get a little bit better. Now, is that good enough to win the game? I don't really think so, but you never know.
How do you feel about having 2 teams from the Midwest playing for the national title in the heart of the Southeast?
I have no ill will. They deserve to be there.
They do. It still bugs the shit or crap out of me. Sorry. I
Bring
almost
the
got
BCS
bad.
What'd you say, Chase?
Bring the BCS back.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm here for that. Look, I think we had a system that people didn't love it, but pretty much accepted it every year. And then we let the results of one season where I think Alabama and LSU were clearly the 2 best teams in the country speed us towards a system that just gets weirder and weirder every year.
Yeah, they already said, they made mention. I think somebody asked the committee what they plan to do next year, and they said we might add more home games for playoff teams because they liked it so much this year. So
That would be unreal, dude.
I'm
well,
for it.
I think that's a good thing. Let me say that first. But second off, to start something and then go ahead and change it right away, it's just I like a little bit of consistency. You know, if you're changing the pudding every year, it's just not ever going to be the same because you got
Well, I
that.
think that's a warranted change that people
I
have
do.
wanted for years.
Well, again, that one, yeah, I totally get you. But again, like they're also talking that and then going to 14 teams next year,
Okay,
the year
yeah, I
after.
agree.
So you're already changing once, you're trying to change twice. You know, what else are they going to do, you know?
I think there's 2 warranted changes. I think the first and second rounds need to be on college campuses, and I think the seeding needs to be based on ranking and not the way they currently do it.
Yeah, it's like how the NFL is wanting to change from division based in the playoffs, at least for home field, to win loss record.
Which is also a good idea.
It's a phenomenal idea, and I think college football needs to do that too. In a sense of, yes, you value conference championships, but that's not the premier thing, right? Like just because you won a conference, and I think this year proves it more than ever. Just because you won a conference doesn't mean you are one of the 4 best teams. Period.
Which now, granted, again, I think Notre Dame would have ended up ranked 4, but right now, as it was as they were ranked going into the offseason, none of the top 4 made the national title game.
Yep.
So
Yep. And if you look at the current seeding that, that these 2 teams are, it's what, 7 and 8? Is that it?
yeah,
Like,
but they're ranked number 5 and number 6.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to make it look so much better. Cardale Jones, that guy.
What a crazy playoff, man. Cardale Jones.
Oh, there he
Chase,
is.
there he is. There he is.
There he is.
Who are we happy about?
Lou Holtz.
Lou
We're
Holtz.
talking about how Lou Holtz from his casket has been tweeting at Ryan Day and just has real estate in his.
Yeah.
So, golly, he does look like a shell of himself, though. Shout out Lou Holtz.
Love Lou Holtz, man.
We love you, Holtz. We love him.
You didn't have to do him like that, Freddie. Come on, man.
That was mean. You're right. I'm sorry. That was a little rude, but it was in no harm. Like there's no ill will for that. I love Lou Holtz. I take his side in the whole Ryan Day situation. So
I do too. Don't have such
yeah.
soft skin, Ryan Day.
You're
Honestly,
the head
for a
of
coach,
Ohio State.
also for a coach who coaches in the state of Ohio, have you read anything that those people put online? They are some of the meanest people on planet Earth.
Seriously.
Back to third down again. Can you get a field goal out of this drive?
I don't think Notre Dame is going to be able to stop them at all when it's third and short. Like they're going to have to get them 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 for them to have any shot, I think.
Third and short, Ohio State can attack you in so many ways that you don't know what's coming on any given play.
Honestly, I'm going read option, Will Howard over the middle.
Going to be a quarterback draw. Yep. That's the easiest. I mean, that's the smartest and easiest play call.
Yeah, I think on 3rd and 2, you got to send a linebacker. Probably both of them.
Yeah, but then you open yourself up to over the middle.
Yeah, you just got closed off. And that pulling guard. I mean, he's 6'5", you know. All he's got to do is fall forward.
He is a big boy.
I need a big boy. Need a whatever that song is. I don't know. So, oh, please.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh,
I'm excited to see this Ohio State touchdown.
How'd you know, Quinn?
Because both of you just sounded like somebody killed like your firstborn. Golly, guys.
What a phenomenal run that was.
It really was. Yeah, is it like I almost had to eat crow during Texas Arizona State, and our text chain will show it. But I'm almost ready to call game, and we're in the second quarter.
No, that's way too.
I'm telling you, I'm almost there. I'm not like if
Let me see
Ohio
this
State
next
comes,
Notre Dame drive, and I'll be there with you.
It ain't the Notre Dame drive I care about. It's the next Ohio State drive.
I think if you can take all 6:15 off and score a touchdown, you're okay.
That's what I'm getting at. Like if they can take, 5 minutes, score a touchdown, tie it up, and then Ohio State has to kneel it to go into halftime. Okay. Like you're sitting there tied. Yes, Ohio State gets the ball, but you're tied at that point. But on the contrary, if you get a quick 3 and out and then Ohio State scores again
with ease,
and then you got a chance to go, I mean, at that point it'd be 21-7 after halftime, 28-7. We might be ending this stream early.
That stiff arm was violent, man.
But it looks so nonchalant. It looks so easy.
Yeah.
Kind of like Derrick Henry's stiff arm, huh? Huh, Chase?
Oh, gosh, I miss him already.
I loved watching him play. Like
and the pairing of him and Lamar Jackson is just it's like a sweet honey meets a syrupy pancake. It's just, I don't know. It's just something that you want to involve yourself in consistently and constantly.
Okay, who's the honey? Who's the pancake?
Pancake is obviously Lamar. It's your main dish. Honey is the added goodness, which is Derrick Henry.
Okay. Hey, I respect it. I respect that.
Oh, man.
Did you say you were going to make some cookies at halftime?
Yes, but I've lied.
Oh. Man. That's devastating. Oh, he didn't wait.
Yeah, they're just cooling off right now.
Is that why you got up and left just a second ago? Was to take them out of the oven?
That's
the timer
insane.
was going off, so I had to go get them out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're just cooling off, guys. I'll get them in a second.
See, I got ahead of the curve. I went and picked up some Krispy Kreme donuts. They're just
respect
sitting on the counter.
I was low key thinking like just almost any football game, definitely playoff football. My mind goes straight to wings.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, and I was like, no, like I'm not really. So that's where my head was earlier today. Ended with cookies.
Wings to cookies is a wild shift.
Hey, it's whatever you got in the place. You know what I mean? Like whatever you
fair.
got.
Spaghetti and meatball CC's pizza. Anyway, no. So I'll tell you my game day foods. Right, you got wings and fries. Pizza can be thrown in there. Not a huge pizza guy mainly. It's got to be a good, consistent pizza. It can't be like, hey, I'm picking up Domino's or Little C. It can't be one of those.
How is Domino's not a game day food? Like that's.
I hate Domino's currently. Like Domino's is
okay. You say currently, you've got something again. Like something happened.
Me and my current job. Every time we have a basketball game, it is Domino's pizza. So.
Okay.
It is the only thing we eat, and I'm sick, like literally sick looking at it.
That's fair.
Okay.
So pizza can be up there. I typically make buffalo chicken dip. That's up there.
Ooh,
I love some buffalo chicken. How
do you make it? How do you make your buffalo chicken dip?
What
do you make it? Like what do you make it in? Not necessarily the ingredients in it.
Okay, so like I cook it in the pan first, and then I move it over to a glass oven safe dish, and then I bake it.
What kind of pan do you cook? Like just a skillet?
Yeah,
a regular old skillet.
Regular skillet.
I'm a cast iron guy when it comes to making my dip.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't own one, so I just kind of do regular stuff with it. It still turns out pretty solid, I'd say. And then go from. I made that last night actually. And
I guess you don't need to make that anymore.
Yeah, not currently, not for a while. But I've turned that into 2 quesadillas today, so that was fire. And then my other 2 popcorn and cookies. So that
Heard.
was my
You
game.
stay on that popcorn, bro.
Hey, I've been messing some popcorn up.
I know you do, dude. You've always got that popcorn.
My so this one is not one I would do like for every game day or anything like that. But my absolute favorite game day food is to have like cheap beer, like I'm talking like Bud Light or Miller Light or something like that,
Respect.
with like a crawfish bowl.
Oh, crawfish bowl?
Crawfish bowl with a football game.
Okay,
You cannot beat it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire.
I did that for the oh man, I had a bunch of people over. It was a couple of years ago. It was like Browns versus Bears. It was a game where Myles Garrett like got 7 sacks against the Bears. And we did a crawfish broil for that. That was really good. I went to Moody Crab the other day, so it's like crawfish is still on my mind.
I love some crawfish now. I love crawfish. I can mess that up.
Dude, I'm sad that this is a national championship and it's over after this.
It's not, guys. Give it a second.
It is. I mean, it's okay to admit it.
Like I'm
The
sad.
talent gap's just too big.
It's not. Riley Leonard.
No. That's not what I mean. I mean, like this is the last game of the season.
Oh,
That we've got to wait so many months.
yeah, that part's always really sad. You get to like April and you're just really you're just lost. That's brutal.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the game is also over, so we're going.
The game is also over, guys.
This stream might be ending very soon.
They're very fortunate that they recovered that, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Chase, you didn't got me wanting a snack. I'm gonna go see if I have any more Christmas candy left over for my stockings.
Hey, no, okay. Another one, holiday candy, seasonal candy is top tier, brother. I got that Valentine's candy out right now. Currently, I'm single. If there are guys in here, it's not for you. Hello, ladies. But Valentine's candy is out right now. I haven't gotten any, but it is top tier. I'm about to grab my cookies.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
This man's insane.
You know, like I've still got one thing left from Christmas season. It's just because I personally don't like this item, but we were given as like gifts. Me and my wife both got a chocolate covered like caramel apple. I'm not
a fan of those either.
I don't like them. They're so hard to eat. Like I've got to cut them up into little slices to be able to eat them. And I don't know.
It's a lot of work for sure. Oh, dude, they look so good.
Can you like pass that through the screen?
All right. I'm going to find me some candy. I'll be right back. I gotta
get Chase's take on this too. Chase, how do you feel about? Because this is the only Christmas candy that me and my wife have left. So we had a cousin who gave everybody chocolate and candy covered caramel apples.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. They're so annoying to eat. Like I got to sit there and cut them up to eat them, and it's just too much work. I appreciate the gift always.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta appreciate that. My dad, growing up, if I went to the fair, would always make me get him a caramel apple. But any kind of like candy covered apple, I'm just not a fan. No caramel apples, no caramel nut apples, no candy, nothing. I can't do it.
Look, if I'm going to a fair or something like that, I'm looking for the like cinnamon sugar roasted pecans.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That's my bane. Like I can't break free from that.
Those are solid. Great choice. I think my go-to would probably be a funnel.
Oh man, they got another first down on them, didn't they?
I don't know, Quinn. I don't know why.
Y'all just sound so sad every time.
Well,
there goes the whole theory of all they got to do is force them to 3rd and long and they'll be good. No, it's
He got
just
that pass out perfectly because he had that stunt blitz from the left edge. That was
yeah.
he got there a second earlier.
But I mean, what would have helped that stunt blitz get there is if instead of man up on every single receiver that's better than every single DB at Notre Dame, they tried a little zone coverage.
It's true. And maybe they'll switch it at half. I mean, shoot, if they score here and you don't change it at half, you're just being stubborn.
And the sad thing is they're having glimpses of good, like I said it when we were covering the semifinal. I really did feel like Ohio State Texas was the national title game. I didn't think it really mattered who won Notre Dame, Penn State. I didn't think that they matched up with Texas and Ohio State talent-wise, and they wouldn't be able to beat them in a national title setting. I think the game was over when Quinn Ewers fumbled the ball. I think that's when Ohio State won the national title, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is your classic, and I know Marcus Freeman already said something about it, but I think this is your classic Titan versus underdog, David and Goliath type deal. It's going to be hard for Notre Dame to overcome, but I think they've already done it twice, which is good to see. Like, Georgia's not an easy win. Let's get that one out there. Even with the backup quarterback, you have to play that great defense. And then Penn State's also very great on defense. And, so.
You're giving them credit for a Penn State win?
I gave credit to Penn State's defense, okay?
He picks and chooses.
He does. He does pick and choose, but Penn State's a good win.
I do.
Oh, Penn State's a good win, but Penn State's a bad team. That's the take, apparently.
Update on the candy situation. No Christmas candy left over, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But I've got some like mini Dove chocolates. It's too bright. You can't see it.
That's definitely your wife's, isn't it?
It probably is.
Yeah, it is.
He just took his wife's candy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not a dark chocolate person.
No.
But the Dove dark chocolate hits different.
Okay.
All right, you need to give it a shot. Specifically, dark chocolate with almonds in it.
The only snack food I've got, other than my Krispy Kreme donuts sitting over there on the counter, is I'm looking at them. I'm fighting the urge to go eat them. I've already eaten 4 of the 6, so I'm a little worried. Yeah, 3 of them were gone before I got to the house. But the only other thing I got in the cabinet is this like pub mix trail mix that I got in a Secret Santa. Like a Dirty Santa event over the Christmas holiday. Someone brought it was 2 Miller Lite. It was I think it was from Walmart. Those little like Christmas package section they have. And it was like 2 Miller Lite pint glasses, a Miller Lite bottle opener, playing cards, and some pub mix. And I am very nervous to eat that. I don't want to eat food from like a prepackaged like Christmas gift set. Doesn't sound like it would be the best.
Also, I don't know if you guys just saw that last commercial. You can now buy a Hyundai car on Amazon.
What?
Buy a car, pick it up at a dealership.
Why would you buy a car without ever test driving it? That's the... Okay.
A new song debut. 4x4.
Third and 7 here. Here we go.
Now, you remember the halftime show that Kendrick Lamar did at the 2017 national title?
Yeah.
I think that's the only time they did a halftime show, like for real, isn't it? or have they been doing it ever since? Because I don't remember another one.
Golly. I don't really remember.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Like, I'm behind, but I know that Ohio State makes a big play because you both are just every third down. You're like, oh, man. Oh, shoot.
I'm actually very engaged with that Ohio State offensive line. I hope they show that play again from the pocket. 12 of 12 right now for Will Howard, by the way. But that offensive line just took that blitz perfectly, and Will Howard had a Red Sea in front of him. Nothing. Ooh.
Okay. Whoo, boy.
I'm glad that they're wearing the gold, blue, gold versus the silver, white, silver, because I personally think Ohio State's away uniforms look 100 times better than their home uniforms.
The whites, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same thing about Alabama's uniforms. I like the white better.
I agree.
I like it because the numbers, the red they chose for the numbers is like reflective almost. Like it's such a pretty color.
No,
Meanwhile, I feel like Notre Dame's one of those teams that I don't like when Notre Dame's the visitor. It looks gross. I like seeing that navy blue in contrast with the gold.
Do you like their green jerseys?
No.
Me either.
I think they're hideous. I get the like lore and the legends behind it and all that stuff, but I don't know. I feel the same way about Tennessee's black uniforms. I know that's a hot take, but I think they're ugly.
See, I like their black uniforms just because I hate their orange. So the least amount of orange you can have on the jersey, the better.
Look, I hate their orange too, but at this point, I think it's so iconic that I think it's dumb when they don't wear it.
Oh, they just in the house, and it did not work.
Bro, what are we doing?
They're trying to get him to stop having they're trying to cut down on that completion percentage, but I think blitzing him is the worst possible idea because you're just hurting your DBs even more. And so now the whole script is flipped on them where the best I can hope for at this point is like down 17-7 with no time left before the half. Now, let's be real. I think Ohio State still got enough time to cover 25 yards.
No way. They can't do it. Oh!
Oh!
Well, they almost forced a turnover. Golly.
That was his first incompletion of the game.
I was about to say it.
It's not even a bad incompletion.
Golly, dude.
And Henderson almost had that, almost snagged it.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Bro.
You got to – oh.
He could have been killed right then.
I thought he was about to be. I thought the guy almost had the ball, too. His arm kind of jerked back. I mean, you still have time to run the ball and everything. I don't know why they're –
There they go.
I was about – oh, and there they go.
God, dude. I'm calling a timeout if I'm Notre Dame.
Oh, I don't know. Because they still have a chance to get a first down, too. So if they get the first down, they're just going to waste all that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you help them with the time.
There hasn't been a negative – there's been negative plays, but it just feels like Ohio State can literally do whatever the heck they want to.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame, you just can't stack them so far. Like, you'll have one good play and then 3 or 4 good Ohio State plays. You got to stack them. Get a penalty, get a sack, get a tackle for loss, get some stuff in a row to help you out. Build some confidence.
I really did feel like on two different moments on this drive they were going to get them off the field on those third and longs.
Yeah. Well, and did y'all hear about the Manti Te'o story about when they came out against Alabama in 2012? How like a Notre Dame immediately lost all confidence because of how big Alabama was.
Yeah.
I kind of was watching and pay attention to this one. They didn't come out the same tunnel this time, but I wonder if that's the thing because Notre Dame doesn't have a single 5-star on their roster, not one. So,
are you serious? Not a single one?
yeah, they like showed it like for the Final Four, I think it was, and they had like 40 something 4-stars, which I think was the most. But they have 0 5-stars. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they were outsized like that by Georgia and by Penn State.
So I'm saying, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but this stage is a lot bigger.
That's true.
I mean, like
that, but I mean, we've said it since the summer, dude. Ohio State was meant to be in this game. The payroll that they have, the talent that they have, the coaching staff that they have, this is the only outcome that should have been for Ohio State. They should be 15-0 in this game, but
nobody. Well, I'm not going to say they should. The Oregon loss, that was a competitive, good team on the road, somewhat early in the season, but they shouldn't have. The only reason people think so lowly on them right now is because of that Michigan loss or going into the playoff.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he goes.
Literally anything they want to do.
Man. Shoo!
Nothing's going to be as bad as Georgia TCU was. Like, no national title game will ever be that bad. But at some point, I start to feel for Notre Dame because let's pull away Georgia TCU for a moment. The worst beatdowns I can think of in a national title game were, like I said, Georgia TCU, but there was also USC Oklahoma was really, really, really bad. That game
Alabama,
was
Ohio State in 2020.
Alabama, Ohio State in 2020. And then Alabama, Notre Dame in 2012.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a feeling Notre Dame's about to join that list as and then Clemson, Alabama. That one was also really, really bad.
Yep.
But Notre Dame's about to have, if nothing changes, they're about to have the exclusive honor of playing in their second national title game and both of them getting beat by just a terrible margin. I have a feeling we're going to be talking a lot about commercials in the fourth quarter, guys.
And Quinn, you may be talking about commercials. For me, I'll be talking about this Notre Dame Riley Leonard comeback that is happening in the second half.
Okay. Way to have faith, buddy.
I want to see what Freeman does here. You do have 2 timeouts. You do have 27 seconds. Are you aggressive? Do you try and put Riley Leonard and let him pass the ball a little bit? Build him some confidence.
I like your optimism, Chase. I really do.
I think you probably see him take a knee and go to halftime, but we'll see.
I mean, 2 timeouts, 27. I think you at least.
I think you see one shot.
Yeah, one pass here. But I think they started both of the last drives with a pass to begin with, and then they missed on the first one. So we'll see. Let's see what they do. Yep. I hate this immediately. All of it. No rush. Yeah, I think they're just going to let it go to half. I absolutely hated that. What was the point of that? Hail Mary?
Try to get
see if you could break one away, sneak one out.
Yeah.
3 seconds. 3 seconds, brother. What are you doing? All right, halftime. Yikes. Ohio State gets second half kickoff. Yeah.
If they move the ball as easily as they did in the first half, right off the bat in the second half, like I think you start putting your kids to sleep if they're wearing green and navy, and you just lie to them. Break out your best version of the goldfish. Went to the goldfish farm and he's having a good time.
What?
Marcus Freeman just said, obviously, we got to get off the field on third down. But he said we play a little zone and they convert. We play a little man and they convert. We're just making uncharacteristic mistakes. No, you're just getting beat. Like when the other team can do whatever they want to do, you're just getting beat.
And the best coach in America right there, Ryan Day.
Shut your face,
Brandon Walker from Barstool. Hey, at POTUS, please do something about touchdown commercial, kickoff commercial. This needs to end.
That's a fair day. Yeah.
I do agree with that.
We've seen what you've done for TikTok. Please do it for college football.
You know, Trump was single-handedly responsible for bringing college football back to the Big Ten in 2020. I don't know if you guys realize that or not, but oh gosh.
So he cost us Clemson versus Alabama national title part 4. Big Ten doesn't come back in 2020. That's what you would have got.
Can you go outside? All right, fellas, I'm going to let the dog out just real quick. Come on. Oh.
I am glad that we are past that era of college football. As much as it was fun for me as an Alabama fan to see us in the title all the time, like Alabama and Clemson meeting in the postseason 4 straight years. Like that was real. And 3 of the 4 was in the title game. And then 1 or the other was involved in 6 straight titles.
Yeah.
That was not good for the sport. That was. Now, has there ever been a good Coors Light commercial?
There used to be.
I tell you,
when they had those trains, like not like them busting through the house, but you know, the actual trains like going up the mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
Like those were cool commercials.
I miss the Bud Knight. I was a big fan of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bud Knight was easily the best. I loved Bud Knight.
I was a little disappointed when they killed him off, like the commercial where they killed the Bud Knight. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that was the start of the downfall of commercials.
Was when Bud Knight died?
Bud Knight died.
I'm just saying Bud Knight died, and the next year we got Puppy Monkey Babies. So you might be on to something there. Puppy Monkey Baby, I think, was the real downfall of commercials because it signified that they were trying to like go viral with their commercials instead of just creating like a funny universe with their commercials.
Yeah. All right, whenever Chase gets back, I'm gonna take the dogs out too.
Alrighty, that sounds good to me. I'll sit here and try my best to entertain the folks through this halftime of a game that looks like it's probably already over. But
You have no faith.
I have none. I had no faith before the game ever kicked off, man. Like at least,
I mean, honestly, I didn't either. If I'm being real,
to my credit, like when we did the prediction video, I had no faith.
yeah.
I thought Texas, if anybody, Texas had a chance because they lined up on the line of scrimmage well, like man to man, size for size. I even went as far to say that game was going to be close and Ohio State was going to pull it out late. Now, they ended up covering, but it was, I'd say it was a competitive, close game, even though they covered. The Notre Dame just doesn't match up physically on the line of scrimmage. I didn't expect it to be this bad this fast, though. And I think that's part of the reason I'm on here with such negative, like, depressing takes is it looks like when they lined up with Alabama in 2012, they just don't line up man for man.
Yeah.
They're getting pushed around.
And it's unfortunate because I feel like a lot of it, well, I say a lot of it, some of it is due to injury, right? Like they've got a couple gaps on the defensive line.
Yeah.
I think if they're at full strength, it's a little bit different whenever you talk about line of scrimmage play. But that's the thing about Ohio State. That's the thing about even the Georgias to an extent. It's depth, right? Like, yeah, everybody has injuries, but you have to have the depth in order to sustain the injury. And it just doesn't seem like Notre Dame has that. What is Trump talking about?
I don't know. He just kind of. I've got the the TV muted, so he just kind of popped up on the screen. I was like, "Whoa!" I didn't expect that.
Oh, it's basically a replay of his speech after he was inaugurated.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a shortened version.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab me something to drink.
Trump was talking about two wonderful teams. He's going to enjoy watching it and stuff. I said this while you were gone, but whenever Quinn gets back, I'm going to take the dogs out too.
Okay, I mean, I can entertain myself if you'd like. If you'd like to go ahead and start,
you can entertain yourself.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
Emu Limu commercial. You're just a flightless bird is the best.
Hey, fun fact about that commercial.
Go ahead.
Frank, the guy that says that you're just a flightless bird, went to high school with my dad, so he's from Athens.
Shout out Daddy Leonard.
Yeah. He his actual name in real life is Frank too. He moved to Hollywood shortly after graduating and has made it. He's been in a lot of commercials. Apparently he prefers commercials over anything. Which
lay down.
Hey.
Lay down.
Probably less drama.
Yeah.
Easier.
Jeff, I'm not mad at that one. I did hear Puppy Monkey Baby get mentioned at one point. Honestly, I didn't know how to feel when I first saw that one. I can't lie. Like Puppy Monkey Baby pops up on the screen, I kind of felt conflicted inside. Hey, Bo, come lay down.
Are you talking about the comment about the flightless bird?
Yeah, but like the Puppy Monkey Baby though, the Doritos commercial for the first time. Come here.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. It's just I don't know, to finally see a decent commercial in this time, in this day and age, and the flightless bird really hit home, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was quick and to the point, like
I think if we're looking at a modern day commercial, those cats are going feral back here. That's hilarious. um, I think a common day commercial that I'm a fan of is the progressive, like, you don't have to be your parents. I enjoy
dude.
I enjoy those. Definitely the early ones. I like that.
Shout out Jeff, because he knows every single one of those commercials is my father.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
straight up, like
bet.
dude, I think my funniest one, or like the one I think is the best, at least when it comes to like my father, is when he's going to order a salad and they say, totals 22.45, and he's like, "Oh, it's just my salad." And it's like, yeah, it's just that expensive. It's so funny, man.
I love that. Those are pretty funny to me.
My wife's always like, "Guy, you're such an idiot for laughing at it because it's just not even funny." And it's like, no, these are hilarious. Jeff, do you think Notre Dame has any shot in the second quarter or in the second half? Any shot? Be
Is Jeff the
interested to
only guy
know.
watching right now, you think?
No, I think we got 3.
Oh, shout out 3.
He just texted me. Dude, that was this is a cool little commercial here. I don't know if you're watching or not. It's not really a commercial. It's like an intro to the
All right, everybody. I guess Hazel's joining me for a little bit on the live stream.
Yo, what's up, Hazel?
What up, Hazel?
For those of you wondering why she's so ugly, she's half pug, half dachshund. She was cursed by God himself. Look, I love her, man, but
That's just a crazy statement.
Golly.
This intro by Scott is really cool.
Hey, lay down.
Do you really think he got on top of Mercedes Benz?
No.
Here we go. Notre Dame's going to have to get the same momentum they had the first drive. I still got faith in our long lost cousin. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Got to have faith in touchdown Jesus too. Now you got to remember, now the score isn't 21-7; it's 21-14. Currently, if you give touchdown Jesus something, so. But I'm going to take the dogs out. I will be right back.
All right.
So, like, you're just getting out of your socks, or
What?
thanks, Quinn.
You are just the.
Thank you, Quinn.
I can't.
Okay, all right, hold on. You know what? I'm back. All right, that's some baloney. All right.
Oh, that was a good one. You can go take the dogs out. That one was just, it was, first thing that came to mind. That was pretty funny. Woo!
King of the dad jokes over here, Chase Glover.
Appreciate you. Here, lay down. Look, come on. Bo, lay down now. 3, 2. Well,
Do you okay? Do you have faith that Notre Dame is going to stop Ohio State on the opening drive? Oh, well, he left the screen. There he is.
No, I'm right here.
Okay.
Oh, right. No, I'm listening.
Do you have any faith that Notre Dame can stop Ohio State on this opening drive?
It's not gonna. I don't think it looks pretty. I think it's a bend don't break, but I think they end up getting it done.
Okay, but here's my problem with bend don't break now. At the stage of being down 21-7, how far are you allowed to bend? Because in my book, giving up a field goal is bad.
No, like it's a full stop, I think. But I think it's a bend don't break. Like they're gonna get some yards. They're gonna have probably a play or two where it's like, oh man, yeah, they're just cruising. But I think something bounces their way.
I think somewhere on the first or second set of downs, you have to force a negative play and then capitalize off of it.
Yeah, I mean,
if you let them get into a third or fourth set of downs, at that point they're in field goal range.
What is it? Yeah, I think. I mean, even 3rd and long, like the 7 and 9s, like you've got to get them in 3rd and 12. You got to get a penalty, and then like a tackle for loss or something, or a sack, and
that's what I'm saying. But you've got to do that, I think, on either the first or second set of chains. Because if you let Ohio State get into a third series of a set of downs, right, at that point they've already moved 20, 30 yards downfield.
Yeah,
so they're in long field goal range.
You got to keep this drive under 5 minutes, and then this opening drive under 5 minutes, and no points on the board. Now the question is, because my vision was that they get inside the red zone. Ohio State does.
Yeah.
Notre Dame gets a stop on 4th down because I think Ryan Day and them
would play aggressive.
Yeah, would be egotistical about it and just go for it.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if that plays out, then I'll be on here like begging for Notre Dame to come back and win. Because I think when you're in a position where you're up 21-7, you've eaten clock and you've driven down into the red zone and you don't just take points, you're an idiot.
No, yeah, you would be. I feel like that's the ego, like, because as the captain goes, the ship goes, and I think that's who Ryan Day is at his core.
Okay. So you're still not sold on Ryan. Look, okay. I don't want to look and talk into the future yet, especially when they still have a chance to come back. But I do want to talk about the future of Marcus Freeman real quick. When he gets 5-star talent on his roster,
if you're saying when, but like, can Notre Dame even recruit 5-star level talent? Like with their qualifications to get in?
I think you see qualifications to get into Notre Dame start to change in this new era where it's all about paying players.
Okay, that's true. I can see that.
I think there's going to be an understanding on a lot of campuses, especially high academia campuses like Stanford and Notre Dame. Vandy. That to compete in the modern athletic field, you have to start viewing your teams as a representation of your school and not necessarily a part of your school.
Yeah. Well, and I look, I know we've charred him time and time again, but Brian Kelly's comments about I left to go win a championship at LSU is probably because of the recruiting restrictions that were at Notre Dame. And hopefully, like you've mentioned, Quinn, that they do open up. But if they don't, like that, because that was going to be my question to all three of us, is like, if Notre Dame doesn't win this national championship, do we ever see Notre Dame in modern day college football winning a national championship?
Yes.
Because it's just like, I mean, it always looks like the offensive line will be outmanned. It looks like they'll always be out-talented. You know, I don't know if that's a word, but
here's what I'll say. From the money side, Notre Dame can compete. Can we admit that?
Yeah, no,
like
yeah.
Money's not going to be an issue. So as far as paying to get top-end talent, they can do that.
Yeah.
So the one question is, can Notre Dame put aside their high academic standards under the guise of, well, our athletes aren't really students anymore, they're employees.
Mm-hmm.
if they can convince themselves in the upper parts of their university to do that, Notre Dame has everything they need to be competitive in modern sports. They have the money, they have the IP, they have the tradition, they have the like standoutness of like when they're good, people are like recognize who they are. So I guess you'd say that's brand, but like I think they could win a title. It just comes down to, do you get rid of the academic requirement side of being an athlete at these colleges? And the question is, when does college move? When it does, now I'll say this: when that happens completely, college sports is no longer anything other than a professional league that we just choose to not call it that.
Yeah. Yeah. There will, I think, come a day that college basically, like college sports, or at least football, might secede from the college itself.
Yeah.
Because you're talking like, okay, here's how I think of it. So all these conferences, kind of like Notre Dame, all these conferences, Alabama, Ohio State, whatever, they go to the playoffs, they make the national championship, they win it, they have all this money, bring it back to their conference, right? So like football themselves, they bring in all this money to their athletic department. Well,
Yeah.
why am I picking up the slack for women's tennis, men's golf, lacrosse, whatever, when I make all this money and they bring in nothing?
Yep.
Oh,
And that conversation is happening on every college campus across America, not just the big ones.
Well,
no.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Title IX has a big thing to do with that.
Oh, yeah, no, they do. But I don't know if you heard the comment about us mentioning that, like, is there, when, this fully becomes basically professional football, when does football itself secede from the college campus, and move away from college and just become its own thing because it makes so much money itself?
I don't think that would happen per se. I mean, it's already secluded from the NCAA, right? Because I mean, it's not a sanctioned national championship by the NCAA, so there's already some difference there. I don't really know how far that would go, though.
I just think, like, I don't know. It depends. We'll see. I never thought we'd be in a world either where we'd be seeing like players transferring every single year, getting paid $10 million to be a, starting quarterback who's never won, or I guess he's won one major championship. He won the SEC championship this year.
Yeah.
But all right, Freddie. We were talking about Notre Dame, what they need to do here on the first possession. I think they got to force a negative play within the first two possessions, like the first two set of chains, or else they run the risk of giving up an easy field goal to Ohio State and falling behind 3 possessions right off the bat of the second half. I think that's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah, they need to be able to dial up some pressure that actually gets through. Like Ohio State's offensive line has played a perfect game so far. So you've got to be able to dial up something that's different.
May I get a rant off my chest as an Alabama fan real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
It really bugs me that Seth McLaughlin is playing this good.
Isn't he injured?
I'm just talking about his season.
Oh yeah, he played pretty good all season.
Yeah. Like, where was this at a year ago?
2 years, in the last 2 years, man. All right, that's a good first start. Now they got to capitalize off it. We can't keep having this whole make one good defensive play and then give up like 4 terrible plays in a row.
Yeah. Dude, see, this is my God. GG's. GG's.
Yeah, that's the ball game right there.
What did I say, Quinn? Bend, don't break, brother. They haven't broken yet.
Okay, Chase.
That was a
you
break.
say,
All
pal.
right,
That's a break.
That wasn't a bend there.
That was a good night. Go back to Indiana. We're the predominant football team in the Midwest, baby. Oh, man.
Get Ryan Day running down the field. Man.
Hey, shout out to Ryan Day, best coach in America.
See, look, they're already frazzled. They're having to call a timeout. Come on. Notre Dame's got them right where they want them.
I really do. Okay, all jokes aside, because obviously Kirby Smart's the best coach in the game. But, like, I think Ryan Day is finally proving he's not a joke. He just lost some big games.
I still think he's a joke.
I mean, it's hard for me to say anyone's a joke when they win a national championship.
I mean, all of the Big Ten are just consistent choke artists in most of their games. Like, it's just – you just see it time and time again.
Yeah, but I think there's a different – like, Ohio State has had big moments where it's like one – how differently do we talk about Ohio State? Okay, hear me out. For real. How differently were we talking about Ryan Day if his kicker doesn't miss a field goal at the end of the Sugar Bowl against Georgia? They outplayed him the whole game, and then their best receiver gets injured, and Georgia completes a comeback, and they miss it's a admittedly hard field goal, but they miss a field goal. Do you think they're going to lose to TCU? Because I don't. And now you got a coach with 2 titles under his resume.
All right, well, how different are we talking about Kirby Smart if those injuries on Alabama's team doesn't happen?
No, I'm just saying.
If you're going to throw hypotheticals out, we got to talk about them all.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's a whole huge sample size, not one play. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, we're talking about literally one play. You were in a game so competitive against a Georgia team that honestly is, I think, maybe the best Georgia team Kirby's ever had was that 22 team, right? And you played them a super competitive game that came down to a last-minute field goal.
Well, Ryan Day has already been – this is what, his 3rd national championship? Oh, there he goes.
Second.
This is second.
This is his second. His first one, he got crushed by one of the most talented Alabama teams to ever play.
Didn't he – I thought he played in the 2015 one. No?
No, that was Urban Meyer.
That was okay. So, you know, he's been there. I don't know. I think he's always been either right there or he's been in it and he's just not.
I just don't want to lump him in with a coach with the track record of like James Franklin. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I'm glad
because it's not the same thing.
No, I'll give him. This is besides this year, I see Brian Kelly. That's what I see out of him.
You never saw Brian Kelly with a team that's good, though.
That's what I'm saying.
See, okay, all right, look, that leads me to this point. The way college football is going, you're going to start to see these teams that don't have elite coaches be really good because they can pay players.
That's true.
Like that's going to be the downfall of these elite coaches is that it's not going to be a game of my coach is significantly better than yours, so we're going to out scheme you and we're going to out develop you. We're going to outpay you.
Fair.
And that's where I kind of have an issue with saying that Ryan Day is this great coach because look at if he wins this national title, which it looks like it's going to. Look at what it took. It took him spending so much money. But when you look at the years prior, when you didn't have that, he couldn't get it done.
I think that's disingenuous about the spending money, though, because the majority of their starting roster has been developed by them.
And that may be fair and that may be true. However, when you still spend X amount of dollars, like what
But
was the
you have
talking
to do
point
that
coming
to
into this
not.
year though?
But
Was all the money.
you spent that money to not lose the players you had. I think that's inherently different when you're talking about giving props to the coach. Would you not like?
I mean, that's fair, and it would be different if the coach had if he was directly involved in the paying of the players, the recruiting, or like the NIL stuff,
Yeah,
like that would be a little different. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just think it's getting to a point where you're gonna start seeing mediocre head coaches compete for national titles because they have big pockets.
I don't know. I still think it takes more than just big pockets to get to a title.
Well, yes, you have to be a decent head coach, right? But I don't think you no longer have to be an elite head coach.
You know what, Freddie? I'm not mad at that point. I think pockets and luck. Like, do you know how close the most mediocre coach of all time almost made the national championship game because of the path that he had in the college football playoffs? We were like 30
You are
something days
unreal right
away
now.
from James Franklin being in this national championship
You
game.
are unreal right now. I guarantee you it'd be a closer game than this.
It wouldn't. Not even close. I think Ohio State might even have doubled them up right now. That's how serious. Because Ohio State, Penn State's here. Yeah, we're about to just go. We're about to clown them.
You're such a hater, bro.
Chase, I have to disagree with you. That's not how it would play out. It would play out Penn State strikes first, then they look like they're going to do good, and then they come out in the second half and they fold like a lawn chair. And Ohio State beats them.
Your favorite 4th of July that you've ever been at the end of the day, how all the lawn chairs just like that, that's how Penn State would go. Just like that. It's gone. And so, but I actually don't disagree with that because it's like, look at the coaches that were in the playoffs this year. If you want to, like, I don't know who you guys consider elite and not elite across the nation. Currently, there's one for me. One, and that's Kirby.
Real quick, we got an early call of game, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Just wanted to point that out there.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, like you had a first year head coach Kurt Signetti in there, James Franklin, young Kenny Dillingham. Sark was in there. He's a top tier coach. I wouldn't call him elite yet. Who else am I missing?
SMU's coach.
That's Rhett Lashley.
Yeah.
I forget Boise State's guy, but he's a fairly young guy too. So like, I mean, yeah, you don't have, and Rhett Lashley was at a point a failed offensive coordinator too. So that took over at SMU. I mean, you're not off, Fred. I like that point.
I guess I just have a different definition of what's an elite coach.
Like, how many do you see in college football?
What do you define as an elite coach? Because there's only I think it's 16 of them who've ever won 2 or more titles. Like, it's not a long list.
That's what I'm saying. Well, so how my frame of elite has changed over the years because
Yes.
I think it was like Giannis used to say, it's like, y'all come out and say there are 30 superstars in the NBA. To us, there's only 3. There's only 4, And so that's like, it's really changed because it's like, yeah, we start putting all these coaches in elite categories or superstar categories when in fact there's only like 1 or 2 that are truly like, if you placed him anywhere, he's going to win. Some of these guys are just circumstantial. Ryan Day, you put him on a mediocre Big Ten team. You put him does he do the same stuff at Florida? Does he do the same stuff at Washington? Does he do the same stuff at, like a Virginia Tech or something, like something mediocre? Like Nick Saban, you place him anywhere, I think he goes and wins. Kirby Smart, you place him anywhere, I think he goes and wins. So I don't know. I think that's the difference.
I don't know. I guess Ryan Day's won double digits pretty much every year he's been at Ohio State, played in 2 title games, and is about to win a national title. That's pretty.
That's remarkable. Don't get me wrong. I'm thinking about the level of talent he's at, because he inherited Urban Meyer's talent from the get-go. So he had that for at least 2 to 4 years.
Yeah, but not every coach that inherits a bunch of talent goes on to be super successful either.
No, but at the same point, the talent that he's had at Ohio State and allowed him to continue to recruit that way while also bringing in elite coordinators, it's just like I think he's probably got a top 5 coaching tree. Probably, if you look at it, he's had several head coaches come out of his lineage.
Oh, a fake punt. Oh my God, and he dropped it. Wow.
Yeah. Ouch.
Dude, at that point, just line up and go for it, bro. Like, why would you just line up man to man and go for it? Chase, I don't like I don't like bringing up like who all was in the top 12 to talk about like the coaches themselves, because there's not 12 elite head coaches. I mean, I think I think we all agree with that. But every single year there's going to be at least 9 probably teams in the playoffs that are not coached by elite coaches. So I think it's more a sense of like, okay, the top 4 or like the final 4, maybe final 8. You can kind of look at who was there. But I don't know. Okay. Quinn, who's your list of elite head coaches right now?
How do you want me to define elite? Do you want me to define elite as like compared against every coach to ever coach he's elite? Or do you want me to talk about like
against the field
that currently coaches?
Yeah.
I don't put more than 5 people on a list of my elite coaches in the sport at any given moment. My top 5 right now would be Kirby. I'd have to say Ryan Day. You compare him to the field as far as what he's done at his team, it's insanely impressive. I'll leave Dabo in my top 5 for now, but he's a fading great. Like, let's be real. I don't want to just completely throw him out because, like, yeah, he's having his issues, but he's also still winning his conference. There's something to that, as far as his ability to coach. I like Dan Lanning a whole lot. He'd be in my 5 because now here's where you can't just go off championships because obviously there's not a lot that have won them because a lot of the guys who won them intermittently through Saban aren't in the game anymore. And Saban's out of the game as well. So I'd say Dan Lanning. I like the way he approaches. It's very similar to what you see Saban and Kirby do. Do
you think Sarkisian's one?
I would say Sarkisian's probably number 5. Yeah. Right now, at least. I think there's a lot of – now, here's the thing that I think about the sport right now is I think there's a lot of room for different coaches to jump into this conversation quickly because there's not some, like, insane presence just looming over the sport like Saban did for the last 15 years.
So, like Billy Napier?
I'm not going to go that far. Like, I'd chill on that one. I would say like DeBoer at Bama has a chance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame could become. I think there are other programs where I'm not going to say the coach they have right now is definitely the guy, but Oklahoma as a program will rebound at some point. So will LSU.
Yeah.
So
real quick, we got another comment here. Shout out to Rob Ezel, new OC at Wake Forest. Excited to see that future. Yeah, it's a big deal for Rob. He started at Bama, going to South Alabama, now Wake Forest. That's a huge step up.
Yeah.
Excited to see what kind of production he can get at Wake Forest to potentially open up for new jobs, new opportunities going forward. He again is one of those Nick Saban coaching tree guys. Played under Saban and then was an assistant coach at Bama. So just goes to show that even Saban not necessarily direct coaching trees as far as his direct, assistant coaches, but even his players, are going to continue down the road to become coaches and continue the sport and continue his legacy, which is astonishing.
Oh yeah.
So all right.
Here's
We got a 3rd and 16 here.
You cannot.
Don't break.
Chase, you've already broken. You've given up 28 points.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh,
Please
Woo.
tell. I'm interested to see.
Whoa. He had him.
Oh man.
Had him.
They got really lucky right there, man.
Chase, that was us in NCAA football there.
It was.
That's Dylan Raiola overthrowing a ball there.
Just bend, don't break. That's what we do here in Notre Dame.
They broke pretty bad all game, man.
You're about to go down 31-7, dude.
After he misses us to the right.
Oh,
he almost did it. Brick.
Oh man.
Shout out Hagen if you're watching. I work with her. She's asked me about some good bets for this game. I apologize for telling you the Notre Dame plus 8.5. I thought maybe it might be a close game.
He's shaving points.
Yeah. This is rigged from the get-go.
Okay, here's a tweet. It's from somebody at Barstool. I don't care. I'll say it. Having the national championship on a Monday night is one of the worst traditions in sports.
I agree with that.
Where it falls on the calendar, I don't mind it. You know what I mean?
If it stays MLK Day like this from here on out, I'm not as mad. No. But when it was January 9th, like the first week back at school, yeah, that one kind of sucked. Because I remember as a kid, Dad would be like, hey, it's a school night, 8:30, get in bed, that kind of deal. So,
yeah. Also, they changed the starting time.
6:30?
Yeah, I remember, dude, there was one year that Bama played in it. It was like 8 o'clock was the start time central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I barely can make it.
Because I think that championship was on the West Coast. And it was like, dude, the game didn't end till like 1 a.m.
Man, that backwards. Every time I that Saquon Barkley backwards hurdle, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Chase, how many cookies did you eat?
I'm down 3 so far.
Okay, because you had to play to like 9. So
6.
Okay.
6. We're still here. We got 3.
He got so defensive about that so fast.
He did.
No, 9 was crazy. I would have let you measure my back if I ate 6 of them already. But I was actually talking with you mentioned the Eagles and the Saquon hurdle, and I was talking with one of my buddies texting, and the Ravens lost, and they had texted me, and they're like trying to console me. And at this point, I was just kind of up in an upheaval. I was kind of pissed off. I was like, I hate the Bills. They're crybabies. I don't want the Chiefs to win. They're using devil magic. The Commanders are way too young. And the Eagles, I just don't want the Eagles to win because they're too handsome. I can't do it. That's just how I feel. I was like, can it just be over? I don't want anybody to win at this point.
Oh, my.
I had to keep bringing this up, bro. But are those chocolate chip cookies or what are they?
They're double chocolate chip, yeah.
Double chocolate chip.
What brand?
Pillsbury.
Oh,
the Doughboy. Come on.
The Doughboy. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah, they had some Valentine's chocolate chip ones too. I got some of those. But I just decided to go with chocolate chip tonight. I didn't want to remember that I was single,
Are they heart-shaped?
No. They just have like red and pink morsels in there.
And you bought them for your lonely self.
Whoa, you didn't have to throw lonely in there.
You were the one that was talking about being single earlier.
Hey, I did, but you didn't have to say lonely. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yes, I did. I'll eat them in remembrance of what is not.
Of what is not.
But yeah, they're in the fridge. So I debated, but I just went with Pillsbury tonight. Just a solid little chocolate action. So,
all right. I think Riley Leonard.
oh,
maybe he does something here.
I think
they'll probably score here, but that's it.
You know what? I'll give you. This is going to be the typical ending of a Big Ten game. It's 31-7 now. Notre Dame puts up two or three scores and makes it look like it was not ever this bad, but it was always out of reach. Like I think the game ends like 34-21 or 34-24 kind of deal, and it's like, oh my gosh, this looks so good. Like Notre Dame was so close, and in 20 years, the record book. Some kid's going to be doing a podcast like this and be like, Notre Dame barely lost to Ohio State in 2024. I can't, like, they were so good that year, and they actually weren't. So, oh, look, there's a lacrosse guy that played at Alabama. Oh my gosh, quarterback Buckner. Nobody else saw him, just me.
Haven't seen him yet, but I'm up there. Yep, there he is. I see him.
The lacrosse national champion. Like, and that's, I'm not trying to be funny here, but that's actually the talent gap. They have a lacrosse national champion playing wide receiver for them.
Yeah, he's one of the better players too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just insane. You got guys that are going to play in the NFL, and you got guys that are playing lacrosse,
Okay, well, now lacrosse, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how difficult lacrosse is, so
it's pretty hard. Like from an athleticism perspective, and receiver is primarily open field athleticism, as long as you're willing to get hit.
I think my dog jacked up the cords up under me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay, all right, yeah.
He's
brushing up against them. I think there's a cord loose. I'm going to have to fix here in a second.
Get down there and fix it then. Yo. Sending pressure. Yep. Stunt blitz. Got him.
Gosh, dog it, dude.
Man, Jim Knowles is really good.
I mean, you saw the pressure and then the stunt. Like, Lord, the running back didn't know who to pick up there.
Where are you starting to feel about ranking Jim Knowles as far as defensive minds in the sport?
Oh my gosh. I think Ohio State, I think that's the only thing that's kept Ryan Day. I don't know how long Knowles has been there, but just overall for Ryan Day, I think that is what has kept him afloat as an Ohio State. Oh my Lord, he almost completed that. Oh, pass interference. I think that's what's kept him afloat. How long has Knowles been there?
I'm looking it up right now.
No matter how long it is, they've been elite the last few years.
I'm pretty sure he's the guy who came over from Oklahoma State a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's been. Well, that's probably what kept Mike Gundy and them so good for so long. Then,
yeah, those really good Oklahoma State defenses from like 2018 to 2021. That was Jim Knowles, and he's been at Ohio State since 22.
Yeah, that's always been the prime of Ohio State.
And he was at Duke from like 2010 to 2014.
Interesting.
I'm starting to think he might be right up there with Kirby, maybe better.
Probably one of the better defensive minds out there. And that's what's so interesting, and that's what's kind of weird about us. I'm going to ask in a second is like, do some of these coordinators even now, like, I'm not as worried as some of them taking head coaching jobs anymore.
I'm not either. I think inherently, okay, head coach has always changed is what made you successful, right? Like back in the era where like Bear Bryant dominated the sport, it was all about being like a motivator and getting the most out of what you had. because national recruiting wasn't really a big thing unless you were Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right. And then there was also the developer, like Nebraska, with their whole like strength and weight training program and how they invented that. That kind of stuff gave you an edge in early football. Then in the Saban era, it was all about how good of a recruiter you are. Now it's going to turn into how much of like a, I guess like a people person you are. Like how will you hold together like a roster?
Yeah, because you gotta be liked the entire season, you know?
Yeah.
Your guys can dip at any time.
That's another reason I think Notre Dame has a bright future with Marcus Freeman. Because
Yeah.
I think he fits that role really, really well.
Yeah, I think he does a wonderful job of being a coach and a mentor kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard is hobbling, dude. My gosh.
He's giving it his all, man.
And look at where it's gotten him.
I think his mom needs to take on like a role as like a fortune teller.
Yikes.
I didn't know if you'd remember that game day piece from last season when he was at Duke.
Saying like he sucks every day?
Every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they talked about it again this year.
Did they?
Yeah, I think at some point, maybe the Indiana game in the playoffs or maybe the Penn State one of the two. They brought it back up. But, yeah. It's crazy because I mentioned, uh-oh. Oh, my gosh, they did it. Oh, my gosh, they scored.
Okay. I'm interested to see how this happens from the 34. Is that the lacrosse guy? I think it is.
It might, yeah, great. I think it might be. I think that was the
Dude,
guy.
I'm telling you, like I don't want to say that's who that is for sure, but
Going to
here we go, Chase. That 31-21 final or that 34-21 final. It's looking like it might happen.
That's just how all Big Ten games. And honestly, I know they're oh, that's a good little play. I know they're independents, but Notre Dame just screams Big Ten.
Well, okay. They don't want to join the Big Ten because they don't want to be regionalized since they do reside in Indiana and they are a geographical fit. But they need to just join the Big Ten. Like if they're ever forced to join a conference, that's where they need to go. It's also where all their rivals are. USC's there, Michigan's there, Michigan State is there, Purdue is there. Oh no, you lost the Boston College game. You know?
No, it doesn't say anything about lacrosse on his bio. That's what I thought might be on here.
Hey, you know what? They are only down 3 possessions. If they can get another stop and another 8 points, it is a 1-possession ball game.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they have to get a stop on this drive.
And they have to get it early.
Yeah, because if you wait till the fourth quarter to get a stop, you're out of luck at that point.
Yeah.
You're just wasting time. You got to get a stop here, and then you got to score another 8. Because then at that point, you're down, what, 7?
You're down 8
again. Still
you're
8.
Down 8.
Yeah, so it's an uphill battle, but again, this is a game. If you watched it from beginning to end, it's like, okay, Ohio State always had control, but the end score is going to say like, oh, like it wasn't that bad. Like since the start of the making of the playoffs, this will probably be the second worst national championship game.
No.
Don't think so?
Ohio State, Oregon was worse than this. Alabama, Clemson 2018 was worse than this. TCU, TCU, Georgia was
TCU Georgia is the first one in my mind. You said Ohio State Oregon. What
that was the very first one.
That was 15. Who was even on that Oregon team?
Marcus Mariota.
That was Mariota. Was it? Dang. Wow.
And then Alabama, Clemson 2018, the freshman Trevor Lawrence game where they just like blew Alabama out. That game was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was like what, 45-20 something, 21, if that.
No, it was worse than that.
Yeah, it might be actually. Let's go back and look at some college football playoffs.
Now, there's been some other ones that were absolute bangers. The first two Alabama Clemson games was really good. Both Alabama Georgia games were really good. Michigan Washington was not great.
All right, I think we're back.
Welcome. All right, so 2014-15, which is Oregon, Ohio State, like you mentioned. 42-20.
That's 22.
That'll probably be this game.
2015-16, Alabama Clemson, Alabama.
That was good.
45-40. Oh, no. This is okay. 2016 championship, Clemson beat Alabama 35-31.
Yep.
2017-18, Alabama, Georgia, 26-23 OT. 2018, Clemson won 44-16 over Alabama.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
2019, LSU 42-25 over Clemson.
That game was worse than the score showed, too.
Yeah, 2020, Alabama 52-24. 21, Georgia 33-18 over Alabama.
Yeah, so I certainly say this one's probably going to fall somewhere in the middle of the pack. I don't think it's going to be remembered as like one of the absolute worst title games.
Yeah, maybe not.
By any means.
I totally forgot about that Ohio State Oregon one. I can't even lie to you. I didn't even think about them because Oregon beat the brakes off of Florida State. Man, that Florida State, that wasn't Jameis Winston too, was it?
Yeah, it was, but they were fraudulent all season. They kept barely winning against a bunch of bad ACC teams.
Yep.
And then they got exposed bad by Oregon in the Rose Bowl. That was the one where they snapped it over his head on one play. He threw a backwards pass, and Oregon
he fumbled backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. And that game was that first playoff was being hyped up the first round. It was like the two best coaches in the sport going against each other with Meyer Saban, and then the two best quarterbacks in the sport going against each other with Winston Mariota, because they were going to be the top two picks in the draft.
Yikes! We see how that turned out.
Yeah.
How is Jamie's doing nowadays? Does anybody know? Anybody?
Yeah. Hey, I am, secured us a top 2 draft pick.
Again, I actually hoped he was going to do so well. I hate that he didn't.
I'm glad he sucked because now we can replace Deshaun Watson. Or at least try to.
I'm sorry.
All right, so if Notre Dame gets a stop here, we got a ball game.
We do. If they get a stop and get a touchdown with a 2-point conversion.
We got a ball game.
Okay, let's say they get that hypothetical where they get the stop and then they get another 8 points. How much time needs to be left in the game for you to feel comfortable that they could maybe come back and tie it?
9.
9 minutes in the fourth? I'm gonna say 12.
12?
12 in the fourth.
How much time's left right now?
I think it's third quarter still.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 minutes in the third. It may be a little bit. It may be a little later than that. That's 9 minutes to get a stop and go score.
I think it's possible.
3 minutes in the third.
Now I'm going to say this. This would be the most Ryan Day thing to do, is to choke this game away.
That's fair.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
Oh, only 3 in the third? Okay, I'll give them till 9 in the fourth.
Very interesting. They loaded the box a little bit more there, and they're going. Have they been going to single high safety all game? I didn't think they have.
No, they changed that up.
they did change that up. But that last throw at the end zone that Will Howard missed was off a single high safety. So they could have learned some things. That they need to start tightening up this man-to-man. Play a little bit tighter.
That's really impressive.
Oh, yep. Oh, third down.
Here we go. 3rd and 1.
Sorry, Quinn. I got to quit telling you before it happens for you.
No, you're good. Can we talk about that graphic they put up?
Which one?
The one about like coaches with at least 50 games under their belt. He has the 3rd highest win percentage all time.
Look, I hate to be this guy.
I know you hate the graphic thing over graphics.
No, that's only on 3. But with the talent he has, he should be that level of coach. Like, let's just throw it out there. He wouldn't do the same thing at Wisconsin, I don't think.
I don't think he would either. I agree with you on that one.
I just think it's really unfair to be like, okay, so Saban shouldn't get any credit for dominating at the most dominant program to ever exist.
Well, see, the thing about that was he came to an Alabama team that was subpar and built it.
There's so many coaches that inherit greatness and do nothing with it. Like there's so many.
That's true, but that's why those are the most disappointing. Like, if you get this level of talent, and I'll commend him for continuing to build on it. He never let the recruiting die. He never let the standards of the team die. So I commend him for that. But
he's made as many title games as his predecessor. He's made more title games than his predecessor at that school, and will have him tied in total national titles won.
Hasn't he been there like twice as long now, though?
No. Urban was there, 2015 through 2019? No, through 2018. So and then he got there at 2012. So that's, 7 seasons?
Urban Meyer was there that long?
I'm pretty sure his first year was 2012 and his last one was 2018.
Yeah, 2012, 2018, so 6 years.
Well, no, because 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
No.
Yeah, that's 7 seasons.
Okay, so 7 years.
All right. So
for Ryan Day, that's 19.
Urban Meyer 2012, 2018.
That's only 6 years for Ryan Day.
Holy crap.
More title games in less seasons, and he'll have him tied in total title game wins. Now, his Big Ten record's not as impressive, but my counter to that would be there was no one in the Big Ten that was that great while Urban Meyer was around.
No.
Where at least Ryan Day had to compete with a Harbaugh team that was pretty good for 3 years.
So Jim Tressel from 2001 to 2010. Guess who the interim head coach was before Urban Meyer? He's a current head coach in the Big Ten.
Like a traditional Big Ten school, or are we talking new Big
traditional.
Ten? I have no idea.
You hit me with it.
Luke Fickell.
Huh.
Interesting.
Interim for how long?
Just a season, 6 and 7 before they hired Meyer in 2012.
Wow.
That makes sense. Fickell was an Ohio guy.
Yeah. I thought Urban Meyer had gotten there in 2014. So that's why I asked if Ryan Day had nearly doubled him up by now, because I thought it was 2014 to.
Now, obviously, when you talk the career of Meyer, you got to include what he did at Florida. You know what I mean? But if you're just talking about what he inherited from Meyer at Ohio State, he's done more as far as getting to the big dance. Sure, he got blown out by Alabama the first time, but
Well, that's why it's also not impressive because the Big Ten is constantly beating up is constantly the beating up of smaller teams. It's what do they call it? Regular season merchants. There we go. Somebody called Baltimore Ravens that yesterday. That's where I learned it. But that's what all of the top 3 Big Ten teams are, is just regular season merchants. We can beat up on smaller teams, really work our schedule. We play 1 to 2 big games a year. We can potentially lose those. We play in the Big Ten. And for the longest, it was we play a crap Big Ten team on the other side. So that's why it's never been like super like over the top until recently when Michigan got good under Harbaugh. And then now, like, Penn State's been decent, but they've never been like I'm scared of them. So,
but I mean, there's the thing. Okay, you got to judge him in the vacuum of he was playing in. He was a coach in the Big Ten East, right? He was
right.
going against a Penn State team, while not dominant, it's still a good team.
Solid.
Okay, and consistently beating them. And then he hasn't had the greatest record with Michigan, but they have been a pretty good team for the last 3 years, and they won the national title last year, right? That's way more than what Meyer ever had to deal with.
Yeah, no, Meyer didn't have much. Michigan was probably at an all-time.
And now you add in Oregon, who's a legitimate team.
Yeah.
All right. And then this Ohio State team specifically, right? They played all of the veteran teams of the Big Ten, right? They didn't win the Big Ten, but they played them during the season. And then their playoff route has been the hardest playoff route of any team in the playoff. And they haven't only won the games, they've dominated them. I find it hard to take any kind of credit, especially in the new landscape where your top pinnacle coach is Kirby Smart, who you could also hurl the big game problem accusation at. What's Kirby's SEC title game record? It's not great.
No.
You know? And his playoff records are great, but they're not like just insanely dominant. They're good. He's won 2 national titles, got to a third one. Definitely Dabo's had a little bit more playoff success than Kirby, but that's also older success, So
I will say Urban had to deal with Michigan State though. Like Michigan State was ranked in the top 7.
Okay, but Michigan State made the playoff.
Years.
Michigan State wasn't
like they were like. It's not like they were a pushover. Like you can replace Penn State or Michigan with Michigan State in that era.
Okay, but that's one team. Wisconsin was in that era as well, I guess. But I would say that the Michigan and Penn State that is in this current era is better than the Wisconsin and Michigan State of that era. Because what you can point to for success from those Michigan State and Wisconsin teams is, well, they won a lot of the BCS bowl games. Well, Michigan and Penn State have also done that. They don't have bad CFP bowl game records.
I think he was down, but
I think he may have been too. I think you could point to 2012, which was Urban's first year.
That Ohio State team could have won a title.
They were
on probation.
Was the worst the Big Ten was his entire tenure at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because you look at 17 Northwestern, 24 Michigan, and 25 Nebraska.
Okay, but this version of the Big Ten has...
Oh, dude, that's a fumble.
Yeah, it is a fumble. This version of the Big Ten has 2 national champions in it, and they're the most dominant conference this year, and they kind of were last year. I don't know. I just feel like we're trying to I find it hard to diminish the success of winning a national title and having the winning percentage that Ryan Day has. You know, like it's really, really impressive.
Don't wake me up and ask me to hate on somebody in the Big Ten, Quinn. I'll do it.
Hey, also, like, okay, no Ohio State under Ryan Day has had one bad postseason playoff appearance. One bad appearance. Two, if you count the CFP bowl games, like the New Year's Day games, because they barely lost in a controversial way to Clemson in the 2019 playoff. Right, with the did he or did he not fumble? Was it forward progress? Like, should it have been a football move call? Beat Clemson in the playoffs in 2020, got obliterated in the national title.
Right.
And then they won their New Year's Day bowl game, and I think they were in the Rose Bowl in 2021. And then they lost on the last second field goal to Georgia in the playoffs in 22. And then they won another Rose Bowl in 23. And now here they are winning the title in 24. Or no, 23, they got beat by Missouri. That's their other bad game. They got beat bad.
They did.
That was
10-3 or something like that.
Yeah, they got throttled by Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. Those are their two bad, postseason performances.
Third and 9, dude. This is tough here.
Golly, you can't have a 3 and out here.
Yeah,
they're probably going to, but you can't.
That would be brutal.
Oh, the pressure. Oh, you got to get that ball out. Oh!
Oh, my God.
Oh, what a duck. What a duck.
That was a mallard, son.
Golly, that thing got shot out of the sky. That is crazy. Oh, it's a linebacker? Oh, you had to take that. What a great job. To step up in the pocket with that much pressure. Whoo.
That's impressive.
Good job, Raleigh. Here we go. Oh, he's trying it again. Oh, they're going to get him. Oh, they didn't. Woo.
Good play. All right, I'm gonna go get a drink while there's a flag on the play.
Notre Dame making moves.
Hold on, what's this flag? Holding on the defense.
That's huge. Okay, Notre Dame. Look, they're dragging me back in here with the.
No.
Look, man. I know this is the moment where they maybe score, and it's like they make it an 8-point game, and then Ohio State just bleeds a bunch of clock and gets a field goal. But
I'm not. I'm really not a fan of the screen game. I can't lie to you.
I think it's really good when you've got elite different maker. Okay, if you had a guy with I'm not saying exactly like him, but with a Tyreek Hill type skill set in the open field, then I don't mind it. Or like when Alabama used the screen game with Amari Cooper, right? Blake Sims struggles to throw downfield, but Amari Cooper is this elite open field runner. So they ran a lot of screens.
Yeah, I just always think how it works out is if you have it to two receivers, my gosh, why are we doing a quarterback draw on 2nd and 14? Anywho.
But my issue with Notre Dame running a lot of heavy screens is who's your difference maker at receiver?
But I just think how it always lines up. You have 3 receivers. One of them's going to run the screen. The other 2 are going to block, right? So you have naturally 3 defenders over there. It's one-on-one essentially, right? The defender is always coming downhill.
Yeah.
And then you're having to make a move to get – so I just don't ever think you have a good head of steam for the offensive player, the offense.
That's why I'm saying you need a guy with an elite skill set. Like Cooper's ability to break ankles in a short distance, his get off was the reason he was so good at screens. Tyreek Hill's quick acceleration and speed in the open field. That's why he's so dangerous in the screen game. You've got to have a difference maker like that or the screen game is pointless.
Yeah. 4th down here. Freddie's getting a drink and missing this right now. What is it? 4th and 5, 4th and 6.
Oh,
I'm
he's
here.
just back in time.
I'm here.
Congrats, Freddie. 4th and 5. Ooh, just 4.
Ball
Guys.
game right
Quick
here.
pass. Quick pass.
Got it. Wow.
He got
Same
it?
dude. That's your go-to guy.
How many 4th downs have they completed this game, guys? This is insane.
I think that's 4. I think
They're
that's 4 of 4.
They're 3 for 4.
yeah, they've
3
missed
for
1
4.
so far. That's insane.
Yep. Because right before since I'm behind you guys, they showed that they were 2 for 3 right before they converted it. So
I think they had 3
3
on
for
the
4.
first drive alone. Dang. Doesn't matter. The 2nd and 14 or whatnot, quarterback draw, I still don't understand, but
yeah,
you got it regardless.
dude, could they make it an 8-point game before the 9-minute mark? I said if they did that, they could make me a believer.
This would be absolutely insane.
It would make me look like a big old idiot for the defensive Ryan Day I've been doing for the last 30 minutes. I'll say that.
We have been on that topic for a long time.
We have. Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't think there was much else to talk about because I was pretty sure Ohio State was just going to wrap the game up, and I was trying to get ahead of the.
Oh. Is it Chase? Was that in the end zone?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, was that call in the end zone though, or was that call somewhere else?
I think they put it on like the 1 yard line.
LPI.
Yeah.
No, holding.
They said one of the corners, I don't know if it's this guy in general, but one of the Ohio State corners has 15 penalties in the secondary this season, which is the
I
most.
saw that in their last game. They highlighted him and talked about how many penalties he had.
Insane.
He led the country.
So, but this is the way Notre Dame has to get back into it: turnovers and playing a clean game penalty-wise, and forcing Ohio State. Like you got to play a clean game, and this is essentially what they're doing so far. You turn the ball. Oh my Lord! Stop. Come on.
Dude, this has got to now it's going to come down to like this Ohio State defense in the red zone. They're terrifying, man. Down inside the 10, they're so good.
Chase over here getting heated.
Well, it's a quarterback draw. You see it, man. You just see it. Like at least act like you're going to pass it. He immediately tucks it and is going. You haven't ran Jeremiah Love since the first quarter, I don't think, dude. Oh, I don't love that. I don't love that at all.
Dude, Ohio State in this. Oh my goodness.
You got to get at least 5 or 6 yards here. You got to throw that one back shoulder. You got to put it on the corner of that pylon more than throwing it up top.
Their goal line defense is on another planet.
Yeah, you got to get like 6 yards right here. Or I'm kicking. I don't know. Maybe you don't kick the field goal.
No, because you're still down 2 possessions. You kick the field goal.
Good defense.
My goodness.
Oh, they are kicking the field goal.
They are?
Yeah, they're taking Leonard off unless they're faking it. But
that makes it 18. You're down, what, 13?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns at that point. So you're not going for 2 each time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, but
6 of 12 on the season, that's crazy. Lord, if he misses this. Oh!
Oh my God, bro.
Did he miss?
Oh,
my God.
Oh no. Oh, that's so brutal. Oh no.
Chase, right when you said if he misses this.
How?
Bro, if Ohio State would have called it out of the air, then they could have ran it.
You just did all that work for nothing.
nothing.
But I was about to say, if he would have made that, if they would have went down and scored a field goal, it wouldn't have been that bad. You know, it would have still been a 16-point game for you. So,
Got a nice little joke here in the comments.
Oh
Gosh, dude.
well,
I tell you what, this game got excited for just a second.
it did.
I will give them that.
They're not out of it. You know, what if they force a pick six here on the very first play?
yeah, I think the defense has to score here.
If the defense can score, it changes everything.
Oh, that's insane, man.
I'll be right back.
See what's on Twitter. People are not loving the field goal there. That's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of agree with them. I mean, I think in that moment, your field goal kicker is 50% on the year. You've converted, quite a few 3rd and longs, 4th and longs. I think you go for it.
Yeah, it was like 4th and 9. I can see why you kick it, but yeah, maybe I'm going for it too.
Because now, look, I mean, if you went for it and didn't get it, you're in the same position that you was in because you missed the field goal.
Yeah, I really like that. The couple of plays before with the out route with the tight end, I like that one, and I think that could have worked there in the end zone too. So, but I think now it's the Quinshawn Judkins show and the Travion Henderson show.
It's a good stop there. I mean, that they could get another turnover here.
Freddie, my optimism is escaping me, brother. I can't lie to you. Ohio State will be crowned national champions, it looks like, sadly.
That kicker is going through it, bro.
Yeah, he is. I mean, they were still going to be down 13, brother. It's not like you missed the tying point field goal. But
Jacob or McLovin just asked, can we explain the field goal choice there?
did he text you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He actually just texted me, so we need to play CFP sometime. Jeff Leonard wanted to just end by saying, enjoyed watching you guys throughout the season. Hope to keep seeing stuff in the off season. Shout out, Jeff. You're awesome. We love you, man. Thank you so much.
Roll Tide, brother.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, the field goal makes sense, but at the same point, I think you just risk it. You put it all on the line right there. You got 9 minutes left. You score. You're down by a score. It
does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, to have 9.5 minutes left in the game, and And to go down 13 after a made field goal, it doesn't really motivate my team. You still need 2 scores to win.
Yeah, I didn't like the decision. Period. I think you try to. I guess they admitted defeat, that it was fourth and way too long to try to score on that defense.
Ooh,
Good God, dude.
that was a hit there.
34 coming in like a missile.
Are you messing with like the picture?
Yeah. Trying to figure out what I like.
Oh, what a play. Should have been an OPI, but they get the ball back, guys. Oh my gosh. They're making us believe again. At least me.
If you score right there, maybe I do have a little bit of faith, but you didn't. So
Golly, that was a punt.
about the only way to make me believe
Decent
is to
return, though.
score like super fast.
They need 3 minutes no, they need like 2.5 minutes.
They need like 4 plays.
Well, the good news is they have all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So,
Yeah.
You've got 4 stoppages of time, but yeah, you've got to score within, at max, I would say 3 minutes
Yeah.
to have any shot to get a heave or, last second type play.
Even then, scoring's not enough. You need the 2-point conversion, because you don't get the 2-point conversion, you're still down 2 possessions.
Yeah.
I guess that is the math behind why they went ahead and kicked the field goal. As they said, well, if we make a field goal, then we can work our way out of the 2-possession game.
I still just don't like the field goal, man. You got to go for it there.
I'm not the biggest. I'm not. I would have went for it, but
I feel like he's going to be asked about that in the post-game presser, just like Cignetti was asked why he went for the field goal in his game. Have a feeling it's going to be a similar conversation afterwards.
probably.
Good God, dude. This one guy went to 104 college football games this season.
That's wild.
Oh, dude, they've got another chance to keep it interesting here.
Yeah, but it's going to take a fast score and a 2-point conversion. Otherwise, all hope is gone. Because I think for Notre Dame, saying they got to score in 3 minutes is a fast score. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a tall task.
God, that doink sound just is the worst.
Dude, it sounded like an old baseball bat. Ting! Wow, look at the
Honestly,
QB comparison.
Yeah, they played a very similar game. Like, again, Howard wasn't no world beater. So,
He never. That was the thing about Ohio State, though, is he never had to be. You know.
oh my gosh. Woo!
Wow.
Hurry it up. Moving on.
Oh, what'd they do here?
I'm so sorry, Quinn.
No, it's fun. At this point, I am enjoying it because there's no suspense to the game. I'm like, I'm just waiting to hear your guys' reaction because I know where your allegiances lie on the whole comeback. Originally, I was all for the comeback, but after I started singing the praises of Ryan Day, I kind of need him to not choke.
Yeah, your whole argument will go out the window if
it'll be gone.
if they choke this away.
Instead,
Not be taking this time.
the conversation will completely switch to, is Marcus Freeman the next great thing?
Yeah.
You just wasted 30 seconds on the clock right there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh,
Why the heck did he
Oh my
stop to? Why did he stop to look back to the coaches?
You'll see why, Quinn. You'll see why.
You'll see why, Quinn. You will
Oh,
see
okay. They saw. I mean, the rest of that was pure athleticism by the tight end. Way to go, big fella. But
4 plays might be right here. Brother, snap the freaking ball. My gosh. You were just wasting second after second. Oh, and he's sacked. Yeah, you're just pissing me off now, pal.
Oh, now you want to hurry up? Come on. You've wasted a total of a minute. The last 2 plays. I think Notre Dame can afford to call 1 timeout.
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
maybe not.
this part that I can ask this since the guy's down. What do you think about that new ruling of potentially like the injured players rule that's coming up with the coaches that they've been talking about?
I hadn't said anything on it. What's going on?
So apparently, like a coach's clinic or whatnot, they've been talking about to thwart fake injuries on the field. That if a player gets injured, that he has to stay out the rest of the drive, or a coach can call a timeout to get him back in. Like that's the rumored discussion.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that rule too. I don't necessarily think I don't like the full drive thing because there are legitimate injuries that you can sit out for 2 plays and then come back in.
Yeah, but I'm willing to have those players sit out if it means stopping the insanity that has been the fake injury trend.
That's true. And if it's a player like a QB or a running back at a clinch, at a clutch time, you can always use that timeout to get them back in. But
Yep,
I don't mind that. Yeah.
And I don't hate the ruling, but I will say when you start adding rules like that, it's like the targeting rule. It gets really hard to determine what was a fake and what's a real injury. Because like you mentioned, Freddie, you could have one that's like, oh, he sprained his ankle, we wrapped him up, and 3-4 plays later he can be back in on the same drive. Like think of Caleb Downs getting back in the same drive. But then keeping him out the whole time. It just gets really hard to determine, oh, hey, he's faking it. He's not. Just keep him out the whole drive. So it gets really murky waters, in my opinion.
I don't think it's murky, really, because I think, like, in reality, the majority of injuries, you're out for, if it's like an actual injury, they're out usually for the drive anyway. There's very few examples I can think of where they're like injured legitimately, get taped up and are back on the field within the same drive. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
Oh, because I mean, you know where it stems from. It's all freaking Lane Kiffin and
Yeah.
in the field. So
I mean, he's not the only coach to do it. He's just the one in the biggest spotlight that's been doing it at a crazy level.
yeah, he just does it so much. Like I think he'd get away with it doing it once or twice a game, but just consistently doing it. Yeah. Look at the green inside that red. That's so sad. I have no friends.
All right,
That's a
second and
tough place to
12. That
be.
was a free timeout right there. They needed that after the sack.
I think you got 44 seconds here,
I agree.
and you just ran a freaking screen. Stop.
And
Man.
stayed in bounds. That's the thing.
We've learned there is no way to make Chase more upset than run the screen game.
Just stupid, dude. Like it's so hard to make that kind of a move. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
And
No way.
holding the entire way, guys. The entire way. Oh my god, that DB was draped. What a pass.
Wow. Wow.
Dude, this guy is unbelievable.
Yeah,
He
Greyhound.
has 3 touchdowns, does he not?
No, two.
No, he's got 2 touchdowns, right.
Yeah.
That's still huge for a receiver.
Leonard had the first one.
That's right. That's right.
Are they
That's right.
taking him off the field to go for 2? They did. They took him off the field. Are they about to run Riley Leonard up the
Okay.
middle, guys? I think they're about to.
That won't
No,
work.
it will not.
I seriously don't think. I
Look,
don't think
he's
that'll
yelling.
Chase,
work.
I swear, bro, if you're right on this, on like calling this game where
I don't like the look in Ryan Day's eye right there, dog.
he looks scared.
He looks scared.
Oh no!
No, don't do it.
No, I hate it. Please pass it. He did. What a great play. What a play.
No
What a
way.
play.
No way.
Wow. Okay.
In the backfield.
We have got a game, son.
We don't, but look at Lou Holtz. He's like, "Oh, my
We
phone. I'm
do.
tweeting right now."
Dude, we do. It's only a 1-possession game. They got 3 timeouts. And you know as well as I do, Ryan Day's about to get so conservative right here.
Yeah, he's going to try and run out the clock. Now, the question is, do you start calling timeouts right away or do you wait until after the 2-minute timeout?
I think it depends on how the first down
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's go ahead.
If you get a super negative play, I don't think you call a timeout on first down, but then you immediately call it after second down. If it's an average play, I could see you waiting to use the timeouts until closer to the 2-minute warning. Or sorry, the 2-minute timeout.
Watch yourself, Quinn. The NFL will flag this.
Sorry. Wow. Man, I know you hate when the Big Ten games, like, I don't think that's what this is at this point. I think this has actually turned into a good football game.
Oh, onside kick. Where's Freddie? Oh, no, they didn't. Squib kick. Okay. Interesting.
Because hear me out, like, they have made really good adjustments to this second half. If you don't doink that field goal, dude, we might be looking at them like, oh, they might win the game.
Seriously.
Yeah. I think they're about to just attack Judkins and Henderson the whole way. Like, I don't think you see anything else.
If you're Ohio State, the smartest thing to do right here is play action and hit Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, how much has Jeremiah done in this
I
game
think.
is actually – I'd like to see those stats. I don't think he's done too much.
He did a lot in the first half. Yeah.
Was it off the jet sweeps or actual passes?
It was both.
Yeah, they're running the ball. Yeah, look at this. Yep. They haven't been amazing, Like they're still letting up 3, 4, 5 yards of carry, but they've been doing pretty good at getting hands on the running backs. So
in the second here since they've started their
yeah,
comeback. Yeah.
2nd and 7.
I
Man, the biggest what if in this game now is what if he doesn't doink that field goal.
I think I'm
man.
sending the house right here. I can't even lie to you. I think they're about to either pitch it out right here.
Oh
No.
my
Oh
god.
yeah, send the. Oh yeah, you lost him. See, that's why you got to send the freaking house, dude. You got to control the edge. Freaking house. Yeah, did not set the edge at all, brother. See now, like this is one of the ones. Is I don't want to be that guy, but is that a fake injury? You know, give him.
I don't know because the clock will start like the refs will signal when the clock starts so then they can still bleed it down. You know what I mean? I don't know.
You never can know. You never can know.
You need to stop right here, and you got to start using your timeout.
Yeah, you got to get him at like. I think if you get a 2nd and 7 or more, you got to get the timeout going.
because they're gonna bleed this clock down to like 2:40. Then if you get the timeout, get another stop, use another timeout, and then you're gonna force them in a situation where they play conservative. If you get the stop there, you're gonna have one timeout at the 2-minute warning to try to come 2-minute timeout to try and come
I'm
back.
sending 6 guys right here. I can't even lie to you. Maybe 7.
Where's Drew Aller to throw late over the middle
Gosh,
when you
yeah.
Uncalled for.
need him?
Where's James Franklin?
No, very called for.
Oh, they got him. Ooh,
Theo,
call it.
Theo.
They're not going to call it. They're not going to call it. Oh my gosh, you're not going to call it? Now, okay, they don't call it here. They get into 3rd down, get to the 2-minute warning, whatever. Do you believe in Notre Dame's offense to score in less than 2 minutes?
No.
Like,
But they have looked
Dude, I
really
was gonna
good
say,
the whole fourth
They
quarter.
call a timeout now?
they just wasted 5 more seconds. 9 seconds, actually. I think the play ended at 2:49.
That should have been immediate.
Is that what he's saying? That he did call it already?
I think he said it should be 5 more seconds.
Yeah, I'm calling that sucker as soon as he goes down if I'm calling a timeout. Because if
This
they got
is
the 3rd down,
wild.
2-minute warning, yeah. Oh no, they put the 9 seconds back on.
Okay, cool.
Because if you bleed it all the way down to the 2-minute warning, they get the 3rd down, you'd have probably a minute and a half, actually, if not less, to score. And I'm not sure if I trust Notre Dame to drive 75 yards and do that. Look at Marcus Freeman. That man is locked in, guys. Oh my gosh.
He looks a lot more prepared than Ryan Day did right then
What do you have
with
to
his
say about
pacing.
that? Oh, the defense is in scramble mode. Oh,
I like it though, because then that means they know what they're gonna do.
Oh,
Yep.
got him again. Call it. They see Quinn, you called it. He's just going conservative here.
He is. I mean, that's his okay. That he falls back on that. He's bad about doing that.
Now you got to pass it, right? You've got to. Or do you force them to use their last time out?
I think. Well, see, the problem is you don't force them to use their last time out if they're willing to let it rain to the 2-minute like timeout. So that's the problem. I say you pass it, but then the fear with letting it pass is they're going to have a timeout and the 2-minute timeout to try and come back. I don't know, man.
I think you pass it.
I say you pass it too because they've had a really hard time stopping your receivers.
Yeah. He's also been like 70% completion tonight.
But 2 straight quarterback draws up the middle is wild. You're taking the ball out of your running back's hands, who are one of the 2 best players on the team. Like that's crazy to me.
And
If
you
you
know,
choke,
criminal.
if you choke this game away and lose to Notre Dame, he probably gets fired. I'm gonna be 100%.
is it 5 wide right now? Is it 5 wide? No, it's not.
No,
Oh gosh, I thought it was 5 wide.
it's gonna be a pass to the tight end. I bet you.
Sending the house. 1-on-1 got him. Game.
Jeremiah Smith wins the game.
Man to man. And
What
you let him get behind you like that? What just happened? Oh my Lord, how did you just let that happen?
Bro, like
just that's my thing. Okay, I got on here and I said, run a play action to Jeremiah Smith on the first play, and you'll put the game away. They waited till now. I mean, they still did it, but they.
LeBron James? LeBron James.
that's so unfortunate, bro. That hurts.
I mean, maybe you can force a turnover, but yeah, it's.
Go
But
score.
I had a feeling that it would be Notre Dame gets close, but
I was just that's what I was about to say a second ago was the fact that you called it was going to be like a Big Ten game, and then here we are. Like
Yep.
that's impressive.
Ohio State's going to go score. They're going to cover, but Notre Dame's going to make it look like it was closer than it was because they had a big late third, early fourth.
honestly, I don't know if they score here. No, they might just because of Ryan Day's ego, but
Yeah. I don't even think
Once
it's an
they beat
ego
the spread.
thing. I just think that Notre Dame's players are defeated. And sometimes that just means that a player like, Judkins just breaks through the line and scores.
I'm so upset.
brutal. Just ooh, sorry, Bo. My bad.
I will say this game turned out to be a pretty interesting game to watch and talk about. Like there was some
Yeah.
downtime for us to talk about, the state of college football, where we get our haircuts, things of that nature, and then we talked a little actual football.
Chase, where do you get your haircut? Because I didn't get to hear that part. I came in on Freddie talking about sports clips.
I told him I used to go to Johnny B's, and then
Okay.
during my sabbatical away from Florence, upon my arrival back, my barber at Johnny B's had decided to leave and never return. So I decided and moved over to Greasy Hands.
It's a nice experience, isn't it?
It is. It's quite wonderful. I enjoy it.
I miss Greasy Hands really bad.
Honestly, it's kind of good for them. They have more real estate to use.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Notre Dame, you just got to force a turnover. There's no
Yeah.
other way to.
Honestly, I don't know why you don't kneel just all four. What are they going to do?
If you take the first knee, they're going to call timeout. So you're only going to run like 2 seconds. And then
Oh, they're
you're
just
going
like,
to have.
oh no.
Because I mean, if you go 40 seconds times 3 right now, that's 120. There's 30 seconds unaccounted for.
Yeah.
So
And then they
there,
still have a timeout so that they'll get to.
yeah.
You kill a little more time running the ball.
I can't believe it was Will Howard that makes the throw to win it like that.
Look, it's a good throw, but I expect any quarterback starting at a P4, high end P4 level to make a throw to a receiver that's that wide open.
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't.
That's one of those throw it as far as you can
Yeah,
toward the sideline.
because Jeremiah Smith is so open that I definitely think that play is more what Jeremiah Smith did. Not to take anything away from Howard, it's just
Yeah.
it was definitely more what Smith did. 88 receiving yards and a touchdown. That's pretty good.
Gosh, rather than just has to watch this. Oh, this is going to be sickening.
Here's another question. We got two. Both of these guys are they both 5th-year seniors, or is Howard a 4th-year senior?
I think Howard is the 5th. I think Riley Leonard's the 4th.
Okay. Do you think this is going to be the future? A bunch of like gone are the days of the freshman quarterback leading teams to the national title?
I don't think so, because I think freshman QBs could come in and be as stellar as Will Howard is. You know, he's nothing special. He's just a game manager to me.
Yeah, but he don't make mistakes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's a game manager, but I would take a freshman slinging for 450, 500 yards a game and 1 turnover than 180 yards and no turnovers.
That's fair.
Personally, I don't know about Chase, but
Well, I think it is because you still see the transfer portal just being so open. You can just get so much experience in the portal now. Like Florida, I just saw they picked up a guy that's been to 4 schools. Harrison Bailey, I think it is. Just picked him up. You got DJ Lagway. Everybody and their mother knows DJ Lagway is about to be the future. But you get somebody like Harrison Bailey just because he has experience. He can help out. And so, but like Ohio State last year, they had Aaron Nolan, they signed themselves. They got the transfer Julian Sand from Alabama, a 5-star who's supposed to be the next big thing, but then still went and got Will Howard. You know, it's just because you can have experience. And I think you'll see a lot of this, definitely the bigger name programs. I think where you see the younger guys thrive is the smaller to mid tiers. But then at that point, you're not getting a whole lot of 4 or 5 stars at those programs.
and then you look at like the Oklahoma State quarterback Sanders transferred to Ole Miss behind Jackson Dart.
And then didn't
Like,
he
why? Like why?
just
You know, like
slap
he
him
is the
in
guy
well.
from. There's no question.
Are they going for this? Are they going for this?
That would be weird and dumb.
Nah, they're gonna call a timeout.
It's blocked.
Notre Dame's blocked the most kicks in the country. 6 total.
If they block this one, that'd be insane.
I'm not watching the award ceremony if Ryan Day's holding the trophy.
Why not, man? A guy who's fought really hard, come close a couple times, finally breaks through, gets it done.
I
That's
just don't like
beautiful.
Ohio State.
That's fair.
Courtney McKinney on Twitter said, "Would have been cool if they announced Manti Te'o's ex-girlfriend as the honorary captain and just
Oh
had
my goodness.
wild."
Wow.
Manti didn't need to be catching strays like that, man.
Seriously.
He already had it bad enough. He got obliterated that night in the national title game. And, got catfished for like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough, too.
Blocked and returned, guys.
That would be nuts.
2-point conversion.
But they missed the 2-point conversion, is what you said.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they got it. Seriously, they jumped that center.
I thought he missed it at first.
I've never. Well, you can celebrate like that when the guy on the other sideline can't make a 27-yarder. So.
Yeah.
It's also like, you stepped up and had to put away kick. It's not over. I mean, Notre Dame could score in one play, kick an onside, get the onside, and score in one play.
All in 26 seconds. Like, dude, they almost had that. They got close. I thought you couldn't jump the center anymore. What happened?
You can if you don't touch him.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy touched him the whole way. So.
Because I saw that last time and thought the same thing. Like in the last game that they played against Penn State, I saw that and thought the same thing. But, yeah, you can't as long as you don't touch them.
I think it is about 3 to 4 years before Marcus Freeman is back.
Yeah, they got to get 5-star talent in there, man. I think they will, though.
I mentioned this to Freddie earlier. I wonder what the Northern Illinois coach told him after, because that they talked about how Northern Illinois beat him. I wonder what he said to him. I hope he'll let us in on that at some point.
You know what? Round of applause for Ryan Day.
Yeah.
He finished the job.
He did.
I'll give him some credit for that. He finished the job.
I mean, he's done a thing that, active coaches right now, there's two that won a title other than him. So, and both of them only have 2 apiece. So,
yeah.
This better be your best play.
I know Herb Street is very excited. What are we doing?
Running the stupid screen. That's what we're doing. Like, what? It's over. You ran a screen for your final play of college football. That's what you just did. You didn't throw it past the sticks. You didn't throw it downfield. You didn't run the ball. You threw a screen.
You admitted defeat.
They just poured Gatorade on that man and the final plays going. That is insane.
Yeah, and he took the bottle and threw it on the ground.
Ohio State. Congratulations, Ohio State. He is safe for another year.
Yeah.
He's safe until he decides to quit.
Yeah. How many? No, there is, for real, there is not that many. Okay. We got to have this conversation real quick. There's been hundreds upon hundreds of coaches to coach major college football. And there's only like 50 of them who've ever won a national title.
Okay.
He's now one of those coaches.
I will say this to you. I think next year they lose 3 regular season games.
Okay.
Schedule 3 regular season games, lose opening or second round of the playoffs.
Okay.
And
that's going to be normal in football now. You're not going to have like big run titles. Like you're going to win a title, have a couple years, and then try to win another one later. That's just going to be the future of everybody, I think.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't think there's going to be dominance from this Ohio State program. I think they're extremely senior heavy this year, and you're about to lose a lot of that production. I mean, it's Ohio State. They still reload. Don't get me wrong, but at the same point, this is their peak. I think. He honestly, he could be a Jimbo Fisher. That's what he could be. He wins the one, and then everybody's like, "Hey, this is this coach, and this is his peak. This is his one, and he's not going to get back here." Kind of a deal.
But my thing is, he's already been to the title game once. Jimbo only got there one time.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be the last time you see Ryan Day competing for a national title.
I don't think it is either.
Like I think Ryan Day is going to go down. If he wins a second title in the scheme of coaches at Ohio State, he's just put himself at like number 2. Because Trussell got 1, Meyer got 1.
It's true. Golly, Ian Rappaport 2 minutes ago. Notre Dame defensive coordinator Al Golden has emerged as a top candidate to be Bengals' new defensive coordinator. Brother, let it settle for a second.
2 minutes ago? That was before the end of the game, babe. I mean, that was basically right as it hit 0.
God, dude, let the game settle. Woo.
Oh, and they got the cover.
They did, didn't they?
They did.
That's crazy. If Notre Dame wouldn't have doinked the field goal, they wouldn't have got the cover.
No, they wouldn't have.
You definitely don't see a screen pass with 20 seconds left either if they're only down 8.
Yeah.
Stupid screens. All right, gentlemen. I think it's going to be it for me. Got to get up for work in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the same boat. It's been an honor to live stream. Sorry I got on here a little late, everybody. Technical difficulties and all.
Hey, no worries. I wanna give a quick shout out before we log off to my buddy Justin. He's an Ohio State fan. Congratulations. Enjoy this. He texted me. It's been a long 10 years in the waiting. Enjoy it. Next year, come back, beat Michigan, but enjoy this national title. Well deserved this year. 12-team playoff. First ever 12-team playoff national champion. So
I'd also like to point out they were the first ever 4-team playoff national champions. So
that's true. That's true. That's an insane stat. It's an insane pool.
Yep.
Fellas, it's been an honor.
Yep.
To stream with you guys for 3 hours and 42 minutes.
Come on.
We're going to do this again in the off season. So stay tuned for that. Love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next time.